Hello, everyone. Good morning for a couple more minutes. Unless you're in the Central, Mountain, or Pacific time zones, of course, it is good morning. And here it's good morning for a couple more minutes on the East Coast. Great to have everybody here at the Voice of College Football. Hope you're all doing well fed this morning. That's something that I get on other people about. It's eating, getting nourishment in the morning. I don't always come through with that. I've had 2 chocolate chip cookies and some almonds. So we're still working on some almonds. I got the last 2 large bakery style chocolate chip cookies out of the house. I feel good about that until I get a craving for the next one, which will be in about a half hour. But for the time being, I feel good. Okay, I got those out of the house and I'm clean living now. But I got some almonds here. Great to have everybody here. Army, Navy. No. I screwed it up already. Army and Air Force are playing right now, and Navy's having a horrible season. So Army's at 4-3, and the Air Force is 6-2. So the winner of this game, of course, if it's Air Force, will have that Commander-in-Chief trophy locked up. But if it's Army, I believe, then we've got the Navy games in play as well. So welcome in, everybody, for the Ohio State-Nebraska, or, if you will, the Nebraska-Ohio State watch party. And most of you know the drill with me all day Saturday is watching college football with you. So this is just a different version. What do we do here? We basically watch college football and we talk college football. It's a simple channel. It's a simple life. Yes, we watch college football. We talk about college football is what we do. So I'll be looking forward to talking with all of you. Once the game gets going, certainly I'm going to be focused on Ohio State, Nebraska. And again, as most of you know, I will be watching as many games as possible. So if the picture quality is not great, I apologize. I'm on my MacBook Pro, which is ancient. But this was the best way to go, because if I go through my Mac Mini, then I've got to turn on my Canon XLR camera, and then the audio becomes an issue. And so I hope everything's good. We're going to be joined throughout the game by Ohio State Nebraska guys. Chris Wall from Husker Hype. You've seen him on the Nebraska postgame. And Ori Benatar, you've seen him on the Ohio State postgame. They're going to jump in pretty much whenever they want. And, of course, we'll be talking to all of you. So I've got Army and Air Force on here, and I hate to break away from that. You guys are going to have to keep me updated on Ohio State-Nebraska kickoff. And then over here, I think I want to go North Carolina Wake on the second screen. And I also believe, let's tune this down. I believe I am recording Minnesota, Illinois. I'm recording that game. Probably not going to be a good game, but who knows? Illinois jumped up against Penn State a couple of weeks ago. Minnesota, Illinois. And I got to find out when Iowa and Texas are playing. I think that they're playing at noon, but I can't figure out where they are. Does anyone know Iowa State, Texas, before I look it up? And I want to say hi to everyone here. Hey, Dan. Or I'm sorry, Don. Don, good to see you. Wow, has not even started and already has a thumbs down. Yeah, I already got a thumbs down. Yeah, I won't even try to guess who that could be, Don. Thumbs down with nobody starting. That's the mindset of some poor people out there. Exploring with Ben. Number 1. Nice. In here first. Some dude, the SEC funds the DNC funding part of ESPN. Okay. No more of that, some dude. One more comment like that and we got to go. Even if there's, yeah, I won't say. All right. Yes. No politics, please, even if it is correct. Jeffrey Russell, go Bucks. Mad Libs. Rooting for Brandon. There's a big wave across our land. Brandon, Yes. Larry, my Utes chopped down the tree. I don't even know what the final score of that game was. It was 35-0 the last I saw. Alan, thanks for letting everyone know to hit the thumbs up. Go Big Red. All right, I got to switch it over. Let's get set here. And also, see if anybody helped me out on Texas and Iowa State. There we go. We got Joel Klatt and Gus Johnson up there. Alan, it's good to see you. Jeffrey, good to see you as well. Hair Trigger. And we'll just talk some college football and obviously watch this baby. Jeffrey, Ohio State -14, take or not take. So I'll say this since the Patreon picks are already out there. 13-5 against the spread last weekend. Jeffrey, 13-5 against the spread last weekend. 107-69 against the spread. Take the Buckeyes. Oh, no Garrett Wilson today, we're learning. So, you guys know, I take notes. That's huge. But if the Buckeyes are going to have an injury, wide receiver core would be the spot that you would choose. The Golden Girl, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, Garrett Wilson's status. We have found out that he's not playing. Let's get some sound up here and get into this. There we go. Wilson out. Julian Fleming, the former five-star #1 wide receiver in the country coming out of high school. Nebraska kicking off. Love this. Great to have everyone here. We talk so much football. We'll watch one together. I've done a bunch of watch parties, though, before. It's been a while. Not this season, though. Mad Libs has the Buckeyes by 38. Wingman Ted. Wingman Ted. Gotcha. I don't know what the problem is with Wilson. Okay. For everybody else, great to have you here. Thanks for being here. Can't say hi to everybody individually. Hey, Roger. All right. There's a first down. Oh, I need to check on something. Shoot. Because we have folks in from our Ohio State and Nebraska channels. Let's make sure. Okay. Was that Master T? That was a nice catch. No, Travion Henderson. That was a nice catch. Somebody broke through for the Huskers, but couldn't quite get there. Oh my goodness. So Lave on the last play. 3rd and 2. Oh, go for it. 3rd or 4th and about a half a yard. Big play here. Get the Buckeyes off the field. Yeah, that was well done. You've got to be able to go under center. No, he dropped it. Jeremy Rucker dropped it. So the Buckeyes go for the big play on 4th and a half a yard. They don't get it. I don't think that's the most brilliant thing to do. And of course, if it would have worked, it would have been brilliant. But I still would have said, why do you do that? Why? It doesn't, it just, why? Why? Get the first down. Nice play. Nice play. Great play. Adrian Martinez off to a good start. Looking confident that first throw, huh? A lot of notes already. Denzel Burke shaken up. Cam Brown left. Okay. Cam Brown's out. Waits on the move. They've got a first down at the 5. Buckeyes stout in the run game on defense. Bench Ruckert right now. If he gets benched right now, he can go start his NFL draft prep. He's going to be making a lot of money. He missed it. So Nebraska's got these 2 field goal kickers. Is one the short guy and one the long guy, or is one the not so good guy and the other is the not so good guy, so they switch them back and forth? Wake, touchdown. Yes. Wake with the touchdown. One of my picks. Wake in a couple, 2.5, 3.5 points, something like that. Let's check out a little mini Illinois. Oh, did Illinois score? Look at that. Took Illinois in the 15. Illinois is up 7-zip. Okay. There we go. Ori going with the Illini next year. Bert going to get it done in year 2. Yeah. They play Penn State every week. Yeah, Illinois, they got to win 3 straight to make a bowl game. They should have beat Rutgers last week. They needed to get the Rutgers win. What is going on with Wake Forest? They obviously didn't score, so it was ruled a touchdown. They must have gone to replay. Now they got 4th and goal, and they're probably going to have to kick a field goal, or maybe there was a flag. It looks like it was a flag. So Wake, touchdown off the board. Nick Sky, but their field goal kicker is 13 for 14. Go Wake! Go Wake! Right? Everybody together? Go Wake! And they're up 3-zip. Troop 75, do you have an interview with Corey Smith posted anywhere, Mark? Yes. So Corey Smith, I'm trying to remember all the new guys that I talked to this week because there was an NC State guy, a Mizzou guy, and a Wake guy. So Corey Smith is the NC State guy. Yeah, it's on the Florida State channel. We have him on the last 15 or 20 minutes of the Florida State show on Wednesday. I also talked to him for a separate report, and that's on the Florida State channel. Let me see if I can find the link for you. Get the Huskers on D, huh? Nice pass breakup. JoJo. Yeah. Okay, let's see. That was easy. So Lave's on the board. Okay, so here's Troop 75. Here's the live stream. Let me find it. But I'll find the record we had too. So this is for Drew 75 and anybody else that wants to see our North Carolina State discussion with Corey Smith. Let's see. The other one is nice. Cam Taylor-Britt. The Huskers are playing some pass D today. They've already got four pass breakups. Okay, where's the... Okay, here we go. Here's the other one. Okay. Group 75. Here is the 15-minute segment with Corey. You got that? So the link, I don't know if the link will work there, but you can at least copy and paste it. It says NC State, know your opponent. That's the one. This offense. So Clad is talking. Wow. Joel Clad has talked about this before, where Jackson Smith Najigba is just a great route runner. And we saw it there. The defender just fell flat right on the spot. Ooh. Stroud is tearing him up. Tearing him up. Is that a pick? That's a pick. Nice play. That was a sweet, sweet play. That was a great catch and break on the ball. That was sweet. That was a great. Pick in the red zone, so the Buckeyes have been denied twice on offense. You Husker fans, you got a little faith going? Little belief? That was a sweet play. Jet Mech thought he was out of bounds. Well, they're not looking at it. I thought it was pretty clean, pretty definite. Sorry, should I not be rooting or saying anything? Since I'm ahead. Oh, what is Mizzou possibly doing against Georgia right now? What is going on there? I can, that's the only game in the noon window that I'm not recording. North Carolina scored on Wake 7-3. Oh, it's like they're doing something. Look at Mizzou. They're moving. They're moving. They're in the red zone. 3rd and 2, and Jordan Davis is on the sideline. Oh, seriously. That was a gift. That was a gift. Oh, my word. And Mizzou doesn't even have its starting quarterback, Connor Baslett. Hit it, baby. Hit it. Nice. Mizzou's on the board. Sweet. Good job, Mavis. Whoop. Where are we going? Fox. All right. Texas, Iowa State. When is that game? All right, Texas, Iowa State tonight. Okay. All right. Little super chat time. Appreciate that so much. Sandfush. I always butcher that, I believe. I hope I get that. Will there be a Florida State Miami debate show this week? Would love to see Cam and or the Wholesome One go head to head with your Florida State guys whilst you attempt to meet him. So this is what we're going to do, and I appreciate that so much. The Huskers, first down, unless he stepped out of bounds. Then they've got a flag, probably a hold on the outside. What we're going to do this week is, so typically we do our Florida State show from 6 to 7 on Wednesday and the Miami show from 7 to 8. We're going to do one big, long live stream from 6 to 8 on Wednesday, and we're going to put it on both the Miami and Florida State channels. And I will need to promote and announce this and get it out there. So it's going to be wide open from 6 to 8. And I don't think either crew is going to be there for the entire time. But they're going to overlap. So we will mix it up. Absolutely. So 2-hour special Wednesday night. Santhush, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that so much. Come on, Wake. Third and 11. This is Adrian Martinez, danger zone. Oh, the boy can run. He can escape. No doubt about that. Huh. Number one ND fan is locked on this Georgia game. Wouldn't that be something if that was interesting for a while? Just interesting for a little while. Good tackle. Bullock My man Bullock. The medical price says the last time Nebraska beat number 5, I was at the game. What game was that? Let's get to the Gophers and the Illini. They're in commercial. These announcers that got assigned to, and it was Joe Tessitore and Greg McElroy that got assigned to Georgia Mizzou, probably just rolled their eyes like, are you serious? We're going to have to fill from the second quarter on. This is going to be brutal. Pitt and Duke. 7-3. Kenny Pickett and company. Wake's on the move at the 30. 2nd and 8. Wake down to the 15. Georgia with a drop. A.D. Mitchell, not the best ball from Stetson Bennett. Wampus. Good to see you. Go Mark, go Tulsa. The big go Tulsa cheer today. Not really go Tulsa so much. Mizzou's got to go back to the black helmets. I'm sorry. Not a good look. All right, back to Ohio State, Nebraska. Wake's on the board with the touchdown. John Wolford or Sam Hartman. I said Wolford a couple minutes ago too. I was thinking 3 years ago. Sam Hartman. The Buckeyes are not necessarily dominating this game, but they are controlling this game. They're moving the ball. And Nebraska is not. That was a lousy pass. Garrett Wilson did not make the trip. That's 3 stops for the Huskers. 3 stops. Nebraska is playing everybody tough. Everybody. I know it's still early, and it could, boom, be 21-0 like that. It could be. The Buckeyes could still do that. But as it stands right now, 3 minutes left in the first quarter, The Huskers played everybody tough. Michigan, Michigan State, Oklahoma. Okay. When is Adrian Martinez going to make a mistake? Okay. All right. About some mini Illinois. Got 50 on board here. Good to see everybody. I'm missing anything in the chat? 3 and outs. Well, not that was the first 3 and out. John, do you seriously believe that Kirby Smart is going to lose the locker room? Run the ball. Ryan Day is a slightly pass happy. Yes, he loves to design the pass plays. Team's filling out to stop the pass. Yes. Understood, Logan. Number one ND fan, Mizzou was an SEC dark horse. Yeah, when the season started, they were an SEC dark horse, but they have been awful. Number one ND fan says this week is going to turn the college football world upside down. He's got Wake losing to North Carolina, which is obviously a huge game, but not an upset. North Carolina's the favorite, and Oregon losing to Washington. Yeah, what was that, Lucas? So Stroud, he's in the pocket. He breaks contain. He sees one defender in front of him, and he decided to drift and continue to drift left to look for a receiver. And then instead of trying to get something, he makes one guy miss. If he makes that guy miss, he gets the first down. But he didn't even try, and he just throws the ball out of bounds. I don't like that either. I do not like that either. I don't know that Illinois has played nearly as tough as Nebraska this year. They lost by 4 touchdowns to Virginia. They did play Purdue tough. They played Rutgers tough, which you should beat Rutgers, not just play them tough. Illinois. Who else have they played? They obviously beat Penn State. I guess just the Virginia blowout. They played Maryland tough, Virginia blowout. They got blown out by Wisconsin. All right, what do we got going on here with Illinois? They're not up 14-0, are they? Are they? 14-zip. Upset brewing against the Big Ten Western Division leaders here. We've got some interesting little storylines working here, some situations going. Okay. All right, Nebraska's on offense. Oh, 3rd and 13. I'm missing it. My bad. Okay. 3 and out, and the Buckeyes should get decent field position. The Ohio State coverage in the secondary has improved a ton. Oh, man, nice catch. Did you see that catch on the punt return by Smith-Njigba? That was impressive. All right, 1 minute left in the first quarter. The Huskers still hanging, no score. Time to pop the heat a little bit. Let's give it a notch or two up. Love Joel Klatt, that last comment he made. Let's do something about this playoff. We all want it. We all need it. Playoff expansion. Ooh. North Carolina, turnover. Hartman just threw a pick. Markel Dismuke with a nice play on the outside. No score first quarter, huh? All right. That's it for the first quarter. Logan says, I like the idea of playoff expansion. The only problem is it would hurt the tradition of the Rose Bowl and the other bowl games. It does. It just does. I don't know a way around that. It just does. But the Bulls have already taken a huge hit in credibility and interest from both the fans and the players. It looks like Illinois has stopped Minnesota on 4th and 1 at the 20. Illinois' defense just stuffed Minnesota. Wow. Illinois came to play today. Get that. It's not even close. They stuffed them. this shouldn't even need to be measured. The Wisconsin Rutgers over-under is 37.5. Number one ND fan, college football is a regular season sport. Absolutely. But the postseason needs to be strong as well. And it needs to be inclusive and make sense and be fair. And there needs to be a logical reward system, a logical system in which teams earn playoff spots. They're not selected, they earn the spots. That would be good. The NFL is a regular season sport and a postseason sport. People care all the time. Third and 7, and Mizzou's throwing a little pop swing pass. It wasn't even a full swing pass, just like a whoop to Tyler Beatty, and he gets thrown down for a 1-yard loss. It's just tough sledding on this defense. The NFL is a postseason sport. Well, the NFL is both a regular season and a postseason sport. The NFL is the most popular sport in the country by far. Got Ori Benatar here. He's probably been here for like 45 minutes, and I just saw him. Oh, can I not hear you?
No, I'm unmuted. There we go. Okay.
There we got you.
I was stuck in the gulag for a good 20 minutes. So.
20 minutes?
No, not that long.
Oh, man. 20 minutes.
I was here for
now I got to listen to game broadcast and Ori at the same time.
I know. It's
all right.
I just haven't.
Ori, good to see you, man.
Yeah, nice to see you too, Mark. What an insightful, interesting first quarter. A lot of points on the board. Good stuff here.
Yeah, we've got a game. The Buckeyes moving the ball, but they keep, not this last time, but a couple drives where they obviously went for it with that strange 4th and 1 play, which I get it. I know that's Ryan Day's MO, and if it works, then everybody applauds and says, hey, that's great. But pick up the first down.
Yeah, no, I don't get why on 4th and 1 they don't just, just a little sneak. Why are you throwing it 40 yards down the field? But they got a drive going here, so hopefully we can actually get some points. Also, you're ahead of me, so I'm definitely going to get spoiled.
Okay, I'm going to shut up.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything.
That was a good first down throw. Marvin Harrison
let's run one test because I want to see how far in front we are. So I'm going to let you know when they snap the ball after this pass interference call here. That you probably, I'm guessing you've already seen that there's a pass interference.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm at 14-19. I see Stroud chucking it down to the end zone, and now I see the pass interference. Yeah, you're in the future. You're like a good 30 seconds in the future, and it's daylight savings tomorrow.
Yeah, so 14-16 on the clock, and they are going to snap it. Now.
Yeah, I'm still watching the replay of the PI. So you're like a play and a half ahead of me.
No response from me. Because we obviously have people all over the place. Ori, I'm sorry I left you in the back room there for a while. I usually have the screen blown up so I can see the comments over here. So I didn't
That's
have
okay.
you. I couldn't see that you were there.
The biggest thing about the first quarter, I'll say, is, that one drive where CJ Stroud should have thrown 3 interceptions and then ended up throwing 1 interception. Oh, nice throw. Oh, he dropped it. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting to see what Fleming and Harrison are going to do with Garrett Wilson out.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have some big games, because let's face it, with the way that the rankings are for the playoff, putting OSU at 5, that kind of sets them up to have to really impress the committee to get them into the top 4.
You think they have to impress the committee?
I mean, they obviously have to impress the committee, but they're in the position where they have to really, really do a lot more so they can get into the top 4, assuming the top 4 wins out.
I think they just have to win. I think if they win all their games by 1 point,
You think they would get into the top 4 even if the
well,
rest
they're
of the
going to
teams
knock
went out?
Michigan State out.
Right,
So that's
yeah.
one team in front of them.
Right, if they beat Michigan State, they'll be in the top 4 easy.
The Oregon comparison, the committee can do whatever it wants with that. They can say, for as long as Oregon wins and Ohio State wins, we're always going to put Oregon in front because they want head-to-head. Or they can, at some point, evaluate Ohio State's schedule, the difficulty of the schedule as being, at some point, okay, now they've done enough. We are going to leapfrog them.
Right. They'll leapfrog a team. They just have to, win out, obviously. That's really the only thing they really have to do. But I just have a sneaking suspicion that if Cincy dominates against Tulsa and OSU barely beats Nebraska, then the committee might opt Cincy over OSU. But I don't know. I predicted the top 4
I still
last
don't
week.
think that's important right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Michigan State, a Big Ten championship game. I just think that's in Purdue. But
right.
Especially Michigan State, Michigan in a Big Ten championship game. I think actually Oklahoma's a bigger threat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Oklahoma will be interesting. The fact that they put them at 8 at 9-0. This is a big 3rd and 4. I mean, this is the best drive of the game so far for OSU. Come on, Stroud. Nice. See, he's got to do that more on 3rd down. He's got to run the ball more on 3rd down. There's so many situations where they call a passing play where he has an open lane to run for 1st down, and he still throws it. So more of those, yeah. CJ. More of those.
Okay, I don't feel bad about telling you that we got a timeout called by Ryan.
All right, that's fine. Perfect.
We do have a timeout.
All right, Ryan. He's going to cook something up here. We're going to do a flea flicker from the 8-yard line.
So I'm a big surfer here, so we got to check out Minnesota, Illinois. The Gophers are down.
Are the Illini going to win by 50?
That's right. I forget who I'm talking to here for a second.
Yeah, look,
it's right there.
It's right there. ILL, baby. We're up 14-0. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're going to win the national championship.
Next year.
Yeah, next year.
We're also rooting for Wake.
Okay.
I just want Wake to win all of its games.
That would be fun. I'd like to see Wake Forest go undefeated because that's like a new, different team. That would be cool to see them, get in the top 6 at the very least or compete when we get to December.
Everyone will want to tune in, even if they don't care what I have to say. If Wake Forest goes undefeated and does not make the playoff, I'm going to break furniture. I'm going to flip tables. Then you might as well just destroy the whole system. Then why are we playing football?
I see. So Wake Forest doesn't make the playoff, then Mark's house is going to be vandalized and destroyed by himself. That couch you're sitting on will be torn apart. So they're playing. So they're losing to the Tar Heels now. They got NC State next week, and then Clemson and BC. Who would they? Yeah, who would they face in the championship game?
They're not going to go undefeated, but if they do, probably Pitt.
Right, Pitt. That's true. That would be a fun game.
Yeah. Yeah, Minnesota. Okay.
Sean's got over 78 on Wake UNC. Right now 24 points before the first quarter. It's pretty good. Oh, come on. 2nd and 6. This is the play. Marvin Harrison Jr. touchdown right here. Mark probably knows the final score by now.
I know that I need to flip back to the game because I'm watching Illinois punt. Okay.
Oh, you know Blake Hayes, the Illinois punter?
I do not.
Best punter in the country. I covered him as a senior in college when he was a freshman. The guy can boot the ball. He pins teams inside the 5 at least 3 times a game, and he should win the Heisman this year.
I'm going to respond to that in just a second. I want to see this replay because I did on a key 3rd down.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. Oh, my goodness. Props to Nebraska. Defense is playing well.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say that I'm an expert on punters, nor have I evaluated punters across the country. But our Iowa guy, Corey Braddock, claims that they have the best punter in the country. And they were doing a preview show with the Colorado State 247 guy or whoever it was.
Mm-hmm.
They claimed that they have the best punter in the country. And I'm guessing that there are some other ones out there that are claiming best punter category.
Yeah,
so
well,
I don't know.
Mine is right. I'm just saying. Blake Hayes is a beast. All right. Ruggles kicks it. Let's go. 3-0. Just call it. And
I do remember the Nebraska game, the opener. He had like 2 or 3 phenomenal punts. I still remember that from week 0.
The first score of the college football season, Blake Hayes was about to pin Nebraska inside the 2, and then the returner decided, I'm going to grab the ball from the end line, and then it was a safety.
Yeah.
So he was responsible for the first score of the season.
Yes, this is true. But he must be really good for me to remember a handful of punts from week 0. There was that punt, and he just routinely knocked him out inside the 5 in that game.
This is what y'all came here for. You came for punting discussion. But the other thing we need to point out is OSU is struggling in the red zone right now.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, it was a problem last week. They're doing it again this week. I mean, what's interesting is the fact that Stroud has already thrown 20 passes and Travion's got 7 carries. I want to see some more running, honestly.
I think a lot of people do. We're seeing that all over.
Yeah, best back America. I agree with Lucas. Travion Henderson is one of the best backs in the country. I'm not going to say he's the best back, but he needs to get the ball more.
This might be a really simple theory that I have, but I think with guys like Ryan Day that are just really great offensive minds, it is more fun, interesting, put your own label on it, for them to design passing plays and call passing plays. And so they get a little pass happy because they want to see their like mad scientist skills.
Yeah, I can see that. I never really thought of it that way, but that kind of actually makes sense because what's a design for a running play? You're mainly designing offensive line blocks.
As much, yeah.
What are you doing for a passing play? You're telling 5 different guys what routes to run, and you can be a lot more creative that way. So that is a good point. That's a really good point.
Are you much of a point spread guy?
No.
Okay.
I am not the person that's gonna bet on spreads or that kind of stuff. I have historically been terrible at sports predictions, so if I put money on them, I will be broke. I went to the casino one time in Columbus. I lost $100 playing blackjack. I will not be trusted to bet. That's for sure.
What's great about that is that you're self-aware, because I think that most America is not self-aware and they think that they're good at it, and it's very hard. It's difficult. I'm having a good season. I try to stay humble because as soon as you start to boast about a prediction record, the next week is going to come back and bite you. It is difficult. It is very difficult. But I find so many people out there. And so I just advise everybody, know your limitations and keep a budget, because it's not a good thing to dive deep into if you're not prepared. You're either not really good at it and have some kind of information source, or you devote a little too much
Right.
money to it, because people tend to think that they're good at it, and hardly anyone is.
Right. Kelani, shout out to you. I see that. I'm a soccer fan, so I won't take any soccer slander personally. If you don't like it, that's fine. But yeah, Liechtenstein's best team would get a spot in a European competition, whereas in college football, that is not the case. For sure. It's definitely an interesting comparison. Absolutely.
I've seen various people throw out their soccer structured fix for college football about the levels of play and having to win to stay on your level and move up. I don't agree with it, but it's interesting to listen to.
Yeah, for sure. The fact, I still get that soccer is not a super popular sport in this country, so it's tough to understand. But I will say the NCAA and FIFA are very similar organizations in their corruptness. I want to say, maybe in quotations, kind of in that way. So, but that's a discussion for another time for sure. We're here talking about the game. Adrian Martinez, option, okay. To be fair to Ohio State's defensive line, they're keeping Martinez away from open space. He's had a couple of opportunities where he can't find an open man, the pocket's collapsing on him, and he's just trying to spin his way out. And then OSU's just basically forcing him out of bounds for like a 2 or 3 yard
Make him
loss.
throw. Make him throw. Make him be a thrower.
And you would think that if Nebraska lost to Illinois in week 0, that OSU would be able to win this game handily. But that is why they play the games. Empty backfield on 2nd and 12. Oh, come on. This has got to be an interception, even though you probably already know whether it was or not. What? Again, good pressure. Like that.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. A shutout would go a long way, I think, for OSU if the defense can maybe hold Nebraska to 0 points. I don't think they will, but maybe that helps them a little bit.
Lot to ask, but at the same time, let's say they do, and the offense is they're going to get on track to some extent. Let's say it's a 24-0 shutout, something in that range.
Yeah.
Denzel Burke, really good player.
Yeah, it's 3-0 OSU, 3rd and 12. Oh, that's a deep shot from Martinez. Good. Nice block. All right. That's the one thing about these types of games. You can appreciate the good defense and everything, but if you're just wanting to watch like a hard-nosed, entertaining football game, these are usually just not the ones. But you can appreciate the defensive schemes and how well they're playing for sure.
I generally like to see a balance.
Yeah, I agree.
I like to see 31-28, where sometimes when the offenses score so easily, it becomes mundane to me. When you watch these 55-52 games where the defense can't tackle, they blow coverages constantly, so guys are like running wild in the secondary, constantly wide open. Like, I love to see great offensive football being executed against a good defense where the quarterback's got to make good decisions, got to throw in a tight window. The receivers have to outfight the DBs for the ball, high point the football, not just kind of running aimlessly in the secondary free, constantly just hauling in long throws. That, to me, is not great football.
Yeah. No, balance with everything is key. I enjoy a game where you get some good touchdown throws, get some good defensive plays in there. But yeah, right now, I think with OSU, keep the defensive momentum going, and then you got to explode on offense. They got to get that one big play. They got a couple of those last week against Penn State. They got to get that one big play to help them. Jack Sawyer went in the blue tent. I can check to see on Twitter. Yep. Jack Sawyer left the game after his pressure on Martinez holding his abdomen area. He's been talking to trainers for a few minutes and just went into the medical tent. That's not good.
No.
Not at all. Yeah, I'm keeping Twitter open here. I got all my OSU people I follow. They always are up to date and even ahead of us because they're at the game in Lincoln.
Nice. Mike, I believe that's directed toward me, knowing that I always watch 3 games at the same time. So one of the screens is devoted to this. So I've been robbed of 1 game. So I've got Wake in North Carolina in addition to the Ohio State Nebraska game. And I am recording a few other games.
So normally on a Saturday, okay, so normally on a Saturday for you, how many games would you say that you watch live, and then how many do you record to watch later?
I try to go with a strategy that, okay, at noon, I've got 3 games on 3 different screens, and I probably record another 4 games or so. And then obviously there becomes then a progression based on how good the games are. My number 1 game could fall off the map. It's 28-0 at half. So there's a constant, strategy of what's going to grab the screens based on how good the games are. Or I may notice that a game completely off my radar is 24-20 with 5 minutes left, and I just think, later I'll want to catch these last 5 minutes because there could be some drama, or they just went to overtime. I'm going to record that overtime. And then I usually post a couple instant analysis from the noon games. So I start recording just all the 3:30 stuff because by the time I knock that out and edit it and post it, it's like close to halftime of the 3:30 games. So then I start watching those. I love if I'm got to go out, do something, especially on a Thursday or Friday, recording games and watching them in a condensed fashion. I just feel like I'm saving time.
For sure.
Instead of sitting for 3.5 hours, you can watch a game in like 90 minutes, 2 hours.
Well, even then, I think there's a lot of people that will post the highlights on YouTube in a more condensed format.
Yeah.
I see people post college football highlights. It's 30 minutes or 25 minutes long. You literally just see play after play after play, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, and it's interesting the way that, sports watching has kind of evolved where, more of an old school way of thinking is recording a game and then watching it fully or trying to, DVR it, skimming through it a little bit more. Whereas more people, are catering towards maybe YouTube or watching a highlight show or even just checking the score on their phones just because you want to have that bite-sized content. More of those runs to Travion Henderson, please. He gets the ball. He gains 9 yards. More of that. Come on.
I'm just going to grunt and make noises. Not say anything.
You're not going to give anything away. I mean, people in the chat are typing stuff too. It's okay. I'll see plays. No big deal. If you can spoil if you want, I'll be sort of the highlight guy.
There was a key move made in the open.
All right, well, let's see. Nice little dump to Smith and Jigba. Oh, nice way to get that breakaway speed. All right, back in the red zone. Score a touchdown, not a field goal, a touchdown. But hey, they're moving the ball and getting in the red zone a lot. They did this last week against Penn State. Now it's just capitalizing. Ooh, wait, what helmets am I wearing? I got to see those.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to check in a second. Nice run up the gut. Yeah, wait, I can check. Let me see. Illinois, to be fair, has really good uniforms. That's one thing that a lot of college football teams, I think, do a really good job with is their uniform selection and being creative with that kind of stuff. Oh, they're wearing the oranges. Yeah, those are nice. I love those. Come on. Travion, run it in or not. This rate, this game's going to end like 10-3. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
I let everyone know off the top, we do have an invite out to Chris Wall from Husker Hype if he would like to join us. So we may get the Nebraska angle. Just want to let everyone know on the Nebraska channel, if you're watching on the Nebraska channel, there is the opportunity for a balance to take here.
Yeah, I offer some balance, but obviously more OSU knowledge than Nebraska knowledge. Okay, they literally just pushed Henderson for a first down. That's what I like to see. Now 1st and goal, just punch it in. We don't need to be having another set of downs where it's 3 plays in the red zone.
All right.
Okay, I think
the only word I'll give you.
All right, that means they scored.
Okay.
I mean, hey, it could be a fumble return for Michigan.
Michigan,
Nebraska. No, OSU doesn't play Michigan for another 3 weeks. It's crazy to think that 2021 is almost over.
Yes.
Come on, touchdown. This is going to be I know it's a touchdown now. There it is. Stroud, touchdown. Lovely throw. Of course, it's Olave. So how many touchdowns does that give him in his OSU career? Somebody must have tweeted it.
Oh, is he climbing the – well, obviously he's climbing the charts. But
I believe he's pretty close.
Who's number 1? David Boston would be
my
guess?
I think David Boston is number 1 with 35. That might be Olave's 31st or 32nd, something like that.
Very cool.
I want to look this up and find out. But that's a good drive. Capitalize in the red zone. Actually score a touchdown. That's good for OSU. Tire out the Nebraska defense a little bit more. That will help them. I think for Nebraska, got to respond with a touchdown here. As obvious as that sounds. Is Wake Forest still losing? No, they took the lead. Okay. Minnesota's afraid of the color orange. First Bowling Green, now this. Yeah, Illinois is up 14-0 against Minnesota. What is happening? The Big Ten is so freaking weird.
Yeah. Could be interesting.
And then Duke is beating Pitt. No wins in the conference, and they're up by 5 against one of the best teams in the ACC.
And as soon as Wake takes the lead, North Carolina's back down to the 20. That's how that game's going to be. There's 10 minutes left in the first half, and it's 17-14. So they could be in the 50s, maybe. Certainly in the 40s.
Yeah, and then somebody just brought up the whole point of the fact that Army scored 56 points against Wake Forest 2 weeks ago, and now they're tied 0-0 with Air Force at the start of the second half. Minnesota be 6-3 with losses to Illinois and Bowling Green State. Very, very well. If Minnesota loses to Illinois, the Big Ten West is going to be an absolute crapshoot at the end to find out who's actually going to make it to the Big Ten championship game. Yeah. I mean, who would you say, based on your eye test, Mark, because I know you watch a lot of these games, who would you say is by far the best team in that division?
I'm a Wisconsin guy.
Wisconsin guy?
Yeah.
Why do you think they're better than a team like Iowa or Minnesota?
I think, first of all, their defense is just so incredibly good. The other two have good defenses, and Iowa has an opportunistic defense in addition to being a good one. But Wisconsin's defense is just, they held Iowa to 17 yards in the first half last week. They held Notre Dame to 3 yards rushing. They're phenomenal.
Yeah, I see
So,
they've given up the least points in the Big Ten, 74 points allowed entering this week. The only other Big Ten teams at under 100 are OSU, Penn State, Purdue, and Iowa. Interestingly enough. All right. Yeah, there it is. Chris
and they've
Olave for
found a
32.
couple backs that can run for 100 yards.
Mhm.
And so they just need to get enough out of the passing game. A lot of 13 for 20 days for 120 yards should do them well. That should be enough.
Mm-hmm.
And Iowa, for as good as they played early, I thought that they would get it together on offense. I didn't think that if there was any way possible that their offense could be that bad. But it is. It's that bad. All right, we're back.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
I missed the first down play.
Yeah, I'm seeing them advertise the Packers-Chiefs game tomorrow, which is going to obviously have a lot of attention. Yeah. Besides the fact that Aaron Rodgers and his whole story going around, the Chiefs have been struggling too.
Yeah,
that's a good first play by Nebraska. Adrian Martinez. I like Adrian Martinez. I think he's a good athlete. Just hasn't been, much of a thrower, it seems, for parts of his career. But I like him. I like him as a QB. He's cool. Oh, he's hurt. Oh, there it is. Yep, I can see him limping. Get hurt again, maybe. Yeah, those middle routes, those crossing routes are working for Nebraska.
Yeah, they hit that one big.
That was a good route. Yeah, you can see the safety was covering deeper. Wasn't enough on that one. Hey, 2 plays, they're already in Buckeye territory. This is a really good start to the drive for them. Yeah, the D can't let up now for OSU, but okay, 2nd and 4. See this? Oh, nice little play action. Oh, way to stay strong on that catch. All right. And he's doing this with a hobbled ankle. GG's, Adrian Martinez. Well done.
Yeah, he's. I don't think the question has ever been his effort or his toughness. It's too many mistakes.
Okay, there you go. Pick up the OSU defense, stopping a guy there on a 2-yard run, picks up a little momentum.
Oh.
But hey, this first half has flown by. It's been less than an hour and a half, and there's only less than 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. That's crazy. Well, this is the play. Oh, that was a chuck into the end zone. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Oh boy, 3rd and 7.
The kind of question there.
Yeah.
Play call.
Let's see. 4:33, 3rd and 7. Yeah, they got that guy in the slot. Okay, why? What's that? That's the 3rd and 7 call?
Yeah, I just, how often is that going to break for 7 yards?
Rarely, if ever. Okay, are they going to go for it? 4th and 6? I say they go for it.
Unless they were thinking they could get 5 out of that.
No, they're going to kick the field goal. I think I heard you say earlier that Nebraska's got 2 different kickers. Is that right?
Well, I know that this guy is Culp is their other kicker earlier in the season. So I didn't know if it was a situation where they missed kicks and so they switched them out, or they've got a long and a short kicker. But he has kicked both times. So Contreras here must be the current kicker. Look at Nebraska's kicking stats.
Because that might be the new thing in football, maybe, where you have two different kickers. One guy that boots it. Yeah, there it is. Connor Culp, 28 of 32 made. Oh no, that's extra points. 6 of 12 field goals. And then they have Chase Contreras, who's only kicked one field goal, entering today.
So either they're not happy with, what was it? 6 for 12, or
yeah, that's Culp. Yeah, that's possible too. So, but that would be a really cool thing if a team would do that. If they had two kickers, one guy that kicks field goals between like 15 and like 35 yards, and then a 35 plus or 40 plus yard guy to just boot the ball if they needed a long kick.
I've seen that a few times.
Really? I've never seen that before.
I can't think of what teams, and just a few times, but where a team has had a long kicker.
The nickel kicker. Wonder if that's a real thing.
I've never heard it called anything except for this is our short kicker and this is our long kicker. But yeah.
It's a miracle. Army scored against Air Force. No shutout today.
I forgot about that game. So Air Force winning big, I guess?
I don't know. I mean, Army's up 7-0 right now.
Oh, somebody just scored.
Yeah, Army just scored. Yep, Army just scored. Wake Forest 24-21. Man, that Wake Forest UNC game looks like it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This game was like 62-55 last year, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, neither of these teams can play defense, and they both have playmakers and quarterbacks. So, yeah.
I see Jeff's question if this is Adrian Martinez's last year. I believe it is, right?
Well, he can come back next year.
He's a senior, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he can play next year. This has been our discussion on our Nebraska show, and I've not looked into it, but our Nebraska guy from Rivals says that Martinez is eligible to come back next year.
Would that have to do with like the COVID season and the fact that he only played 6 games in 2020?
Yeah.
Interesting. A good return.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, COVID eligibility. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, now Ohio State can go on a nice little drive here, and well, maybe as soon as I say that,
I know Mayan Williams is in. I see that. I'd like to see him get more touches, but it makes sense, I guess, from a personnel standpoint, why he's not, because Travion Henderson has kind of turned into the featured back. One thing we've talked about a lot on the OSU channel post game is Master Teague being kind of that vulture guy in the red zone. Smith and Jigba. Oh, that's a big that is what OSU needs. That's what they do. Long touchdown. And again, that's like the third time today that Smith and Jigba catches a short pass, and then just outruns a guy, beats him at the corner, and just goes for it. There you go.
They are so good at that position, so deep and so.
And that was a good route too. You see how he kind of forced his guy to the left, and he just sort of shimmied to the right, and then just sprints down the sideline.
Yeah.
Smith and Jigba, I think, has really made a name for himself this season. He's, obviously Wilson and Olave are kind of the feature receivers on the team, but Smith and Jigba super underrated, but I don't think he's underrated anymore. 140 yards and a touchdown in this first half.
Wow.
Big game for him. And 17-3. And it was helped on by the really good return on the kickoff to get good field position, but that's an awesome touchdown for OSU. And he juked the first guy in front of him to avoid the tackle. And that's really important. The fact that they can score another touchdown, go up by 14, get a late first half score. Olave made a good block. Yep, that's for sure. Loaded offensive roster. Yeah.
Yeah, this offensive effort in the first half has been pretty somewhat dismal, but that's how good they are. That they're still on a 35-point pace.
Yeah. I
And
mean, who knows?
If they don't, yeah, they could get the ball back with 2 minutes left in the first half.
Right. And that's kind of what makes them like if this OSU offense was able to score more consistently in the red zone, they would average, you would think, like 50, 55 points a game if they were consistent like that in the red zone, because they're just waiting to have a big play. It's like every other drive, they get one huge play that's either a touchdown or just like a 70-yard gain. All right, touchback. All right, I don't hear what Jenny Taft is saying about Adrian Martinez. My guess is he's fine, but my guess is maybe his ankle's a little bit, he has a little bit of discomfort. All right, let's see what the defense does. Yeah, CJ, one play, 75 yards. Those are fun. Those are the best kinds of drives. Just get the ball and just score.
Oh,
okay. Nebraska scored. Mark gave it away. There you go.
Just an O.
Really? Hey, I'm trying to read. I play poker with you. See if I can read your bluffs. Then let me tell you, I am a terrible poker player. If my blackjack playing is anything, then my poker playing is an indication of that too. Is this the play? Oh, he's looking deep. Yeah. Okay. I knew it. Yeah. See, I told you. I knew what he was saying. Wow. What a response. Torre with a touchdown.
With that.
Not sure what was going on the pass coverage there.
Yeah, I'd like to see a replay. Another replay. I've seen one, but
okay.
Want to see what happened.
Yeah, what do you see that happen? I want to hear how you
I know Ransom was chasing him, but they're going to break. I don't know.
The safety just moved to his right. I'd left the middle of the field completely exposed. Oi. All right, 17-10. We got a game.
All right, 2 1-play drives.
Yeah, 2 1-play drives. When's the last time that's happened?
Okay.
Now Fox gets to show 3 minutes of commercials. Good for them.
Yeah, they like the scores.
Yeah, I mean, what the dream for any broadcaster for any sporting event, especially with football, is just, hey, everybody just score on one play, and we can show 3 minutes of commercials every single time, and that's it. They make the bags while we wait to watch football. Really. Oh, at least they only showed one commercial. That's a positive at the very least.
Number one ND fan is telling me that I'm even ahead of most of the Fox channels.
That's interesting. I do know that there's a legitimate thing because my grandparents live in New York, and sometimes they'll be watching like a tennis match or soccer game or something while we're watching the same thing, and they'll be like 10 seconds ahead of us in New York on a broadcast TV compared to our broadcast in Ohio, which I never really understood. I guess it has to do with the satellite signals, but that does sound like a real thing. It's interesting that you're even ahead of a lot of people in the chat, and they're also watching on cable.
When I worked at ESPN, we found out that there was a ABC station in Pittsburgh, so I guess I'm giving away who did this, but they should be told on that Ohio State back on offense. So for the Monday Night Football games, for those audiences or for those people that don't have cable, the local ABC picks up the ESPN feed and shows it on ABC. And there was a station, this must have been about 5 years ago in Pittsburgh, that got in trouble because they were taping the game, adding commercial spots to each break, and prolonging the game.
Wow, I see.
Like they would add like an extra 15 to 30 seconds to each commercial break so they could make more money.
Yeah.
And people started to discover, which of course we're in the internet age, wait, why am I like 5 minutes behind here?
That's an interesting decision. Also, wow,
Yeah.
terrible drive by OSU, 3 and out, just like that.
Yeah.
Oy. Not great. That was a bad drive. I don't know what's happening here. I mean, what did they try to do here on third down? Let's see the blocking. Yeah, left side run. Yeah. Oh, God.
But we kind of missed that whole sequence there.
I mean, what's crazy is how this game kind of flipped on its head, or at least the last minute. OSU scores on one play, then Nebraska scores on one play, and then OSU has a 3 and out. I mean, if Nebraska scores on this, I would think last drive of the half, it's tied, and that's it.
You figure Ohio State's up by 2 touchdowns with 2 minutes left in the half. Everything's good.
Yeah, it might be a 14-point swing here.
I will say, and this may come back to bite me, but Nebraska is not necessarily known for this particular edition of Nebraska football for driving the length of the field in 90 seconds. You know, they're not the most proficient or efficient offense. So we'll see if they can execute the 97-second offense.
Yeah,
with 80 yards.
Yeah, 2 timeouts. It's doable. It's definitely doable.
Oh, yeah, it's doable. Okay.
Well, I already know what the first play was, and I haven't even seen it yet.
You got another okay out of me. That's all you got.
Well, not just that. I sometimes I'll instinctively just click on my Twitter, and then obviously because I'm following people who are at the game live, they're live tweeting the game while they're there, so they're always ahead of broadcast TV. They're way ahead of streaming. So I know this first play here is a big sack. Yeah, huge sack. Great start defensively. Smith got in there, took him down. Perfect way to start the drive defensively. All right.
It's odd that Anyway. So Nebraska's got 2 times.
Question that comes to mind, Mark, which college football stadiums have you been to, or like what was your favorite game that you've attended?
I've not been to too many, actually, because I love to watch from home, to the point where I was once offered free tickets to an Ohio State Michigan game, and I didn't go.
Wow.
So I'd rather watch the game at home. I hate sitting in a stadium trying to figure out what's going on. Anyway, when I worked at a CBS station in Mississippi, I covered the SEC. So, Alabama, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. But that's pretty much all the stadiums I went to besides the Georgia Dome for multiple SEC championship games and a Peach Bowl and the Liberty Bowl in Memphis and Ohio Stadium. And that's it.
Wow. Interesting. I do understand your point of preferring to watch on TV, especially with football, because when you're watching a football game live, it's a lot harder to kind of instinctively know, like, okay, it's a first down. You're not really seeing as much of the action. the way that a play develops because you
No
don't get a
replay.
full view, right? You don't have replay. So I get why the sport of football specifically would be potentially catered more towards a television audience than a live audience. I mean, when you go to college football games as a student, it's just fun because you get to do all the student activities and make all the noise.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
Nebraska doesn't do anything on that drive. 4th and 14, punt it.
Now, and also, most people are locked into their team. I've always had, even before I was doing this approach to watching sports or football in particular, but even all sports when I was a big baseball fan too, is that I want to see what's going on. I don't want to spend my entire day driving to a football game, waiting for the football game to start, getting in your seats an hour before, sitting through a 3.5, 4 hour game. It's a 9 hour day.
Right.
I like the comfort. I like to watch the other games. I've not been able to watch any other football because I'm sitting at this football game the entire time.
Yeah, I am totally with you, especially as someone who likes every sport imaginable. Like, I would love to just, if anybody has $1 billion or 3 billion, invest in it. We'll start an all sports red zone channel where they show everything that you can think of. Break away to every college football touchdown. On Sundays, you've got NFL. If it's in the spring, there's football. Well, there's not football on. You can watch spring football. But anyways, in a fall Sunday, you've got to cut away to NFL. You got to cut away to maybe some basketball, some hockey. Because yes, it's also much easier now to be able to consume more games at the same time because most people have a laptop and maybe a desktop and an iPhone and an iPad. And every other member of their family has an iPad.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to be able to watch 4, 5, even 6 games at the same time. And I've tried that before. I remember I was sitting one Saturday in my room. I had the Ryder Cup on. I had college football. I had a soccer game going. I had some baseball. That's just living the dream.
Chad is telling us that Oklahoma State and Baylor would beat Ohio State easily.
Easily. Interesting.
I don't believe they would even win that game. Maybe we could flip that sentence. How about that?
Ohio State easily beats Oklahoma State and Baylor.
Yes.
Ooh, that was a great block by the Nebraska corner. That was a sweet defensive play. Looking for that diving catch. That is, and the one-hand extension on trying to avoid Ruckert's catch. That was awesome. Great play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to wait till the end of the half, and I have another question I want to ask you that I've had a lot of discussions on the OSU channel. Good throw. Smith and Jigba's having right now the best half of his career. It makes sense why he's getting all these targets with no Wilson. What's Olave been doing? How many targets does he have? Because Smith and Jigba has 8 catches for 147 yards. Olave has 3 for 31. 3rd and 2. Perfect play on 3rd and 2. Nice to see Fleming in on the action. Okay. I'm going to guess what happened before seeing it. CJ Stroud avoids sack, throw to the end zone, and touchdown Marvin Harrison Jr. That's what I'm saying.
It's about of sorts.
I'm in the ballpark.
Hit or miss.
I'm in the ballpark. Come on, CJ. Chug it. Oh, he chucked it. Touchdown. Nope. Okay. A little too far there. If Olave catches that, that's the catch of the year. Yeah, he just overthrew him. Olave is a little behind. Oh, that would have been hell of a touchdown.
Oh.
16 seconds, no timeouts. Get a throw. I mean, at the very least, you got to try and get a field goal from this. You just have to gain a couple more yards. Is that in? That's got to be in. That's an NFL catch. He got both feet in.
Should have been caught.
Did he drop it?
Yeah, he dropped it.
Ah, Marvin Powell.
Yeah, it was right there.
Yeah, he set his feet up as well. Oh, it just went through it hit his chest, just dumped out of his arms. Ah, you got to catch that ball. Now they have to just try and throw the ball out of bounds, get a first down, and then basically maybe run another play, kick a field goal. All right, Nebraska calls a timeout. So I guess I'll ask this question now because there's a timeout.
Sure.
There's been a lot of discussion about if OSU played Georgia, what would happen? Because Georgia's the best defense in the country and Ohio State is the best offense.
Yeah.
How would you see that game going?
Georgia wins that game.
You think Georgia wins?
If they continue to play the way they are now, based on what I've seen, I just think Georgia is so dominant defensively, and
I'm just watching French fries right now from Wendy's. I don't know if there's football. Okay. I did enjoy that Wendy's commercial, though. I could go for some French fries right now. I haven't had those in a very long time. All right. Ooh, play. You take Georgia. Stroud. Oh, nice little throw. Oh, they don't have a timeout.
Yeah.
And they didn't get the first down. Is that half? Yeah, that's half. 17-10. Okay. All right. It's competitive. Nebraska came to play.
Sure is. It is competitive.
Yeah, they got that probably sold out crowd behind them. Defense looked pretty good there in that first quarter, but those back and forths there on those one play drives, that was the best part of the half from an entertainment standpoint. Who gets the ball to start the second? OSU?
Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska gets the ball. Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they do.
All right. So I guess in the meantime, what other good games are happening? Yeah, UNC Wake Forest seems to be like the game right now. Mm-hmm. I don't need to watch Rob Stone.
What's going on with the Illini?
They're winning 14-0 at half.
Still 14-0.
Yeah, PJ Fleck, row your damn boat to the L, baby. Woo! Illinois can't actually win the Big Ten West. They're mathematically eliminated, right?
I think they've lost four times.
They're 3-6 overall, 2-4 in the conference.
Yeah,
I don't think it's possible.
A little much.
Damn. All right. Well, there goes my hope. That's all right. Next year we'll go 12-0.
They needed to beat Rutgers last week. If they can't beat Rutgers, you shouldn't be able to win a division.
The best Illini sporting events.
Yes.
That I attended and covered at school. Illinois v. Nebraska, or not Nebraska, Rutgers. Football games, because these are the two teams that were the bottom dwellers of Big Ten sports when I was there. The worst football teams, the worst basketball teams. Those games were electric. Like I remember watching an Illinois-Rutgers basketball game that went to triple overtime, and the football games were back and forth. That is the rivalry. Do you think Northwestern's our biggest rival? Mizzou? No. Rutgers.
Yes. It's that Nebraska. It's the geographic opposites of the Big Ten.
Exactly. Piscataway.
Well, no. I'm thinking Nebraska. I'm sorry. Illinois and Rutgers. Okay.
Champaign is very far away from Piscataway, New Jersey. I can tell you that.
I had Nebraska in my head there for a second.
Nebraska is the furthest team geographically from the rest of the Big Ten schools, if I'm not mistaken.
Nebraska, Minnesota, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier to drive from Columbus to Minneapolis than from Columbus to Lincoln. That's for sure.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, most of the OSU people I know that went to the game, they flew. A lot of them didn't drive. It's a really long drive to Lincoln, obviously.
I would think you're going further north to go to Minnesota.
Well, we can look this up.
Yeah, what's the
I'm looking
mileage and the
Yeah, let's see.
Driving distance.
My favorite drive or walk that one human needs to do. Drive or walk from Anchorage, Alaska to Buenos Aires, Argentina. It is possible. It's all connected. There's all land. Do that. Somebody do that. It'll take you a lifetime, but it is doable. All right, so let's see. Columbus to Minneapolis.
I've looked at various points in Alaska down to like Miami or Key West.
Yeah. You basically have to drive through all of British Columbia or Alberta, go through Montana and all that. So a drive from Columbus to Minneapolis is about 12 hours. It's a 2-hour flight to Lincoln, as we welcome you to the voice of Mark Rogers, college football travel agent.
That's it.
Lincoln, Nebraska. 4-hour flight. What's the drive? It's not that much of a longer drive. It's 12 hours, 15 minutes. So it's only like an extra 30-minute drive. But the flight is significantly longer.
Is Nebraska not directly... Okay. It's directly under the Dakotas, or is it not?
It is. It's directly... It's south of South Dakota and north of Kansas.
Yes. So it's even further west than Minnesota. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because basically in a drive, you drive down, what is it? Drive down 70 through Indiana, through Illinois, through Champaign, through northern Missouri, and then you go north up into Lincoln to get on 80. So if you guys are planning to drive down there, there's your plan.
The playoff indicator, whomever devises that I just saw on the screen here on the ABC game, is giving Wake a 1% chance of making the playoffs.
1%.
They're winning this game by 10, close to halftime.
Yeah. I mean, what would have to go Wake Forest way for them to get into the top 4? What would they need realistically to happen to?
Well, I personally think that they should be able to control their own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
If they win all their games, they're a Power 5 champion. If they win all their games,
yep.
Why would they not be in the playoffs? It's ludicrous to me.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean it helps with the whole SEC thing. Also, Felipe, I see your thing. If you want to listen to us in the shower, go for it. We're very soothing to listen to while you clean yourself.
Okay. Did not see that.
So
we've got Spaghetti Factory saying a 12-1 Wake should make the college football playoff. There's only been 2 one-loss Conference 5 Power 5 champions that have missed.
Which ones? I'm trying to remember.
Ohio State in 18.
Right, yeah.
And the TCU/Baylor Big 12 co-champions, in which the Big 12 was obviously not forward-thinking to know that going into the playoff scenarios that they would need to determine a champion, one champion.
Yeah, wasn't TCU and Baylor 3-4 entering the final week of that season?
Yes.
And then because that was the year that OSU with Cardell Jones beat Wisconsin 59-0 in the Big Ten championship and literally just played their way into the top 4. And then TCU and Baylor just dropped into the first 2 out. And that was the first college football playoff. I remember that. That was exciting.
Yeah.
I think this season, though, is setting up for the final week of the season to probably be really, really exciting if things go as we think they're going to go.
Yeah.
Because if Georgia – I'm just in the opinion, and I think what will happen is if Georgia and Alabama continue to win and Alabama beats Georgia in the SEC championship, they will put both of them in.
Sure.
And then that will basically screw over 2 teams who could, like Wake Forest, who might go undefeated or go 12-1, or a team like Cincinnati who could go undefeated, or maybe, OSU, Michigan State undefeated, or I mean, one of those teams is going to be kind of out of the picture after their game slightly. Oregon's kind of the wild card team when you think about it for the playoff as well.
Mike, will beating a 500 North Carolina be Wake's best win so far. They did defeat Virginia, who's 6-3 right now. I think they have one other decent win. Louisville's 500 as well. Yeah, Wake Forest record to date, and their schedule to date's awful, granted. But they do have 5 quality opponents, decent opponents at least, in a row now.
Yeah.
So the comparison to their strength of schedule and Cincinnati's is a discussion right now, but it's going to cease to be a discussion because their schedule is going to blow away Cincinnati's in the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Ooh, Wake Forest?
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, since the early season, Indiana, Notre Dame is kind of the notable ones, and then Central Florida, Tulane, maybe Tulsa, SMU. But yeah, Wake Forest schedule will probably end up being better.
It's going to be significantly better.
Mm-hmm.
In my estimation.
Oh, I like CJ's question.
I think it's better right now.
Yeah. No, it is better right now. I mean, they played Florida State is not exactly a great football team, but they beat Louisville, UVA, Cuse, Army, Duke.
Yes.
And then
Notre Dame is carrying Cincinnati's schedule. And I get that there's a difference between saying, like Cincinnati can, we went out and we beat a really good team and we beat them on the road and we beat them by 2 scores. And Wake can't say anything close to that. So I understand that there's legitimacy in saying, when given that opportunity, we nailed it, versus Wake's schedule overall is just better.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have a Notre Dame game on the road and won't even have that, most likely, even with all these other games. Not quite that type of game.
Yeah.
Although Pitt, if they went out, they would be 10-2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ACC is definitely more interesting this year than it's been in past years because Clemson's obviously been so dominant.
Yeah, and I like this too.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's more interesting when you see new teams in competition go to the end of the season. The past couple of years in college football, it's been sort of a write-off for who's going to be in the playoff. It's going to be Alabama. It's going to be Clemson. Oklahoma usually gets in, and then more often than not, Ohio State, and then the occasional team like Washington gets thrown into the mix. So it's nice that we have a little bit of a different combination of teams playing well. I did see. I do want to point out. CJ asked a question that I like. Does Illinois over Minnesota make the Buckeyes look bad? I mean, yeah, because Illinois would beat Ohio State by 60. So that should spell it out for you. Illinois will one day beat Ohio State again. It will happen.
Yeah, I don't think Ohio State has anything to worry about, even though they still have this Oregon issue potentially if there's only one spot left. But their strength of schedule, their resume is going to be so strong if they run the table.
Right.
The Minnesota losing is not good for them but I don't think it's going to matter.
No, I don't think it'll be a big factor overall. That's an interesting question. The dynamic playoff system, the amount of teams is dependent on the year. I think with college football, that's not the worst idea in the world, considering there's so many teams that just play so many different other teams and nobody really has a consistent schedule compared to each other, like in professional sports.
So I agree with both of you. It's not the worst idea. But the problem I have with it is that who determines that? And what criteria do they apply to that? That, okay, this particular season, wow, we've got 5 teams here. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to give somebody a bye because Georgia's undefeated and they've blown everybody away. We're going to give them a bye. Then we're going to play a 4-team playoff and then include Georgia in the second round. And there we go. Or this particular year, we got 3 teams. Or this particular year, we got 6 teams. I don't believe in buys in college football to begin with. So anytime anyone proposes a playoff system that includes buys, I immediately tear it to shreds.
Yeah, I would stick with an even number. I'd go with 6, 8, 16. I mean, I would love a 16-team playoff. That just
I would
means
too.
more games to watch, more chance of upsets. And while some might argue that more teams in a playoff would potentially not give us the true champion because of the fact that upsets are more possible, I just think, from college football, from the NCAA standpoint, they'll just get more money from it.
I actually hear the opposite argument from people
Really?
that argue against the playoff of 16 teams. They argue that we're allowing a lot of teams in the playoff that did not earn it. They don't deserve to be there.
I can see that. Yeah, I think with college football for sure, because there's so few games. Because if we have a 16-team playoff, then you're still putting in 2 3-loss teams.
You're
Yeah,
gonna have a few 3-loss teams. I've gone through the playoff years, 2014 through 20, with the 16-team playoff, 2 different routes. One just taking the playoff committee's rankings and just applying it as there's your 16, but also going through this approach. This is more the NCAA basketball approach, that all the conference champions, meaning all the conference champions, all 10 go into the playoff. Then you make a selection of the 6 best teams remaining. And I actually like that model, even though is Appalachian State the Sun Belt champion, one of the 16 best teams in the country? No, they're not. They're probably the 50th best team in the country. But why are we playing football with conferences and determining champions? And the NCAA basketball tournament does it effectively. So basically what you would have, or if you did a 16-team playoff with the 10 conference champions and then the 6 best, which would typically be all Power 5 spots, you would have the 11 best teams in the country in the playoff, because you would have the 5 Power 5 champions, and 6, and then you would have the 20th best team in the country, Cincinnati, the American Cup, and you would have like the 35th roughly best team in the country. And you would have a smattering of teams, but they earned it by winning a conference championship.
Right.
And you're still giving spots to the 11 best teams in the country. I think that's an interesting format myself.
I think that would be a cool format too, because like you said, it's sort of the basketball approach where there's a purpose to winning your conference. Football teams that play in the Sun Belt, or I don't know, the WAC, they win their conference, and unless they're considered by the AP or the College Football Playoff Committee as being a team that is a top 10 or top 6 or whatever, then what are they playing for? It's great to play football, obviously, but you want to have a greater purpose than that. You want to push for something. And one thing that I always stand by with really any sport, like I look at March Madness as a perfect example. They expanded to 64 teams, I think 30, 40 years ago or something like that. And in those earlier years, in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, the upsets were rarer. They happened, but they were a lot rarer. But as the years have gone by, these teams that are smaller teams in an expanded tournament, they get more experience playing against these bigger teams in an expanded tournament, and they just get better over time, which is why in March Madness, we're seeing way more upsets. We're seeing a lot more excitement, and they make a ton of money, and March Madness is among the most watched sporting events in this country. So expansion, it takes time for those teams to start getting competitive. But like you said, in a system like that, who's to say that in 10, 15 years' time, that system is implemented, exists, and then a Sun Belt team that has consistently won the Sun Belt for the last 8 to 9 years gets to a point where they know what they're facing in a college football playoff like that, and they could make a run at it and be a champion. That would be cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, one thing you hit upon there, and this was just slightly before my time. I'm pretty old, but still slightly before my time. The UCLA run of national championships in basketball is extremely impressive, but people think of it as being played under the current format. They were playing a 32-team tournament, number one. Number two, UCLA used to play like home games. Like if you were what they were as the number one team in the country, they would play like a first couple rounds at home. It was very regionalized
Yeah,
in
that also
terms of the way the format was set up. So
that
they
also
had
creates a
huge
significant
advantages.
advantage. Yeah.
They had huge advantages. When I started watching, it was 48 for a couple for some period of time. I think I went to 64 like in 80. Shoot, I forget. Somewhere in the early to mid 80s. Anyway, so then the other for people that just enjoy watching the best teams play. If you go with the college football playoff rankings and take the top 16, of which again I've gone through 2014 through 20, for as much as I despise there being a committee that pretty much dictates and holds that much power, when they're selecting 16, they almost can't get it wrong. You're going to have the best teams in the country. When they're selecting 4, that's a lot of power.
Yes.
But your 16 versus my 16 versus their 16, you may have 1 or 2 at the very bottom that are different, but they're most likely not going to be seriously competing for the national championship.
Right.
So I guess I'm more okay with their 16 team selections. What you get there is you get a ton of like good teams that don't challenge for the current championship playoff that are just like big name teams. You'd have a lot of like Wisconsin Auburn games, USC Texas games, those kind of games, because the top 16 in the country is just full of Power 5 brand name kind of schools.
Yeah.
And they're really good matchups.
Yeah, no, they're good matchups, and they're bound to be fun. That's like, for example, the Soccer World Cup is going to expand to 48 teams when it comes to the United States in about 4 years. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to watch, I don't know, Guinea play New Zealand, which is a fair argument. You don't want to see teams that you don't really care about a lot or don't know a lot about. But I don't know. I'm the kind of person that wants to explore more teams, see what their fan culture's about, see what, how they've been playing. And I like seeing these, in March Madness is the perfect example. I love seeing these smaller schools make a name for themselves. Like look at UMBC or Loyola Chicago, these places that made a name for themselves because of how great their basketball team was and how great of a run they made. And at the end of the day, because some people, I've been skimming through the chat, would be worried of a larger playoff, that the Cinderella runs would potentially be common, or that there's the chance of those. Even still, most cases, the better teams usually come out as the winners in those tournaments. Like in March Madness, 1 seeds usually win. I would figure in an 8-team or a 12 or a 16-team college football playoff, more often than not, Bama, OSU, Georgia, those teams that are in the top 4 are likely going to still come out on top. It's just those moments where the smaller teams come away with a massive victory and they play so well, like say Coastal Carolina beats OSU. It's like, holy cow.
Yeah. But the odds of, yes. So we could set something up like the first proposal I had with the 16 teams with the 10 conference champions. And yes, is there going to be criticism when Ohio State beats Coastal Carolina 48-14 in the first round, and Alabama beats the MAC champion 52-10 in the first round? Yes. But the first year, whether it takes 5 years to get to this point, when it's the first round of the playoffs and the MAC champion is upsetting Clemson in the fourth quarter and everybody's just like going crazy, like, can you believe this?
Yeah.
That will be worth it.
Yeah, I agree. I just love, it's why we love sports. You love to see different teams and you love to see the underdog stories come away. But at the same time, I get why people would think, let's just make sure that we crown the most worthy team. And I think in college football, I can't think of a sport where it's more difficult to crown the best team or to really determine who the best team is, because everybody's playing different teams throughout the course of the year. Because in the European sporting system, you just have 20 teams in the league. You play every team twice, home and away, and that's how you determine a champion, and you have a point system. which is the easiest and simplest system and is universally, for the most part, agreed upon that system basically determines who the best team is for that season. Obviously, you can't do that in college football. There's 150 odd teams. OSU can't play 300 games in a year.
So, Spaghetti Factory, what was wrong with doing bowl games and voting on the national champion? That seems like it would create a media firestorm. Well, it depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to create controversy, again, we can go back to that system because that's the system I grew up with until 1998. Like, you would watch the New Year's Day bowl games. You'd watch the Cotton Bowl in the afternoon, then the Rose Bowl and the Orange Bowl and the Sugar Bowl would be that night, and those four main bowl games and the Fiesta Bowl joined that at some point in the 80s. They'd all five be played on New Year's Day, and you would go to bed, legitimately, you would go to bed after watching all those games, and you wouldn't know who the national champion was. And everybody had a pretty good guess. Sometimes it was pretty clear, but other times you'd go to bed, you'd have to wait until your newspaper showed up the next morning to find out who the national champion was. Oh, who they vote on?
Newspaper. Oh. What is this you speak of? What is a newspaper?
So you know what paper is?
No, I don't. What is paper? I don't know what paper is.
Well, yeah, you don't even probably use paper.
No, I watch VHSs. I was born in the 90s. I mean, I was barely alive in the 90s, but still. I remember watching VHSs. I remember writing things down, but I've been looking at screens for more majority of my life.
At least Spaghetti Factory, I will say that system didn't pretend to be anything that it wasn't. Meaning that this playoff system, to me, isn't a true playoff system. It's an invitational. It's not a true playoff system.
Oh,
so in all the soccer examples that you know of, and I will have to keep track that I'm not missing the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, OSU's got the ball now. Smith and Jigba had a good return.
Oh, I've missed like 2.5 minutes of the first.
You just missed Nebraska's drive. OSU had a good sack.
Okay,
Nebraska 3 and out. OSU's got the ball now.
Here we go. Okay. I will only ask this simple question, and you can expound or just give a brief answer, and then we'll get back to the game.
Mm-hmm.
In all of the various soccer leagues that you follow, none of them, I'm guessing, the playoff teams are selected by people. They're earned by some type of point system, correct?
So in Europe, there are no playoffs. So in the English Soccer League, it's 20 teams. Everybody plays each other twice. Win, 3 points. You tie, 1 point. You lose, no points. 38 games. Team with the most points wins the championship. No playoffs.
Okay.
In Major League Soccer in America, because of the playoff system that was really created in American sports, you have the same point system in Major League Soccer, and you have conferences. The top 7 teams in each conference make the playoffs. So they kind of combined the two. But there is not a single soccer tournament in the world where a committee and a group of people is picking who makes a playoff or a final tournament, not even the World Cup.
Yes.
You have to qualify for that.
Yes. So that's my point.
Yep.
I don't want an invitational anymore.
Yeah. College football is the only sport college football and in a way, college basketball, really college sports in general, because yes, you can win your conference and automatically make March Madness, but the committee is still picking 34 at-large teams. So their fate is still in the hands of people.
The reason I don't have an issue with it in college basketball is, again, because there are so many teams selected, they almost can't screw it up. If there are arguments, it's about 66, 7, and 8, and those teams aren't going to win the national championship. So we're talking about 4. Mm-hmm. So it's a much different.
Yeah, that's offside.
The basketball committee's power is in more where they're placing teams, seeding teams, what teams go in what regions, where they have to play, all those things.
Mm-hmm. I also saw Spaghetti Factory and Keelani bring up good points. Spaghetti Factory, you're correct. Now, I don't know if you know about this, Mark, but that is something they do in Europe. Because they have a full tiered league system. Like imagine Division I football, Division II, Division III.
Yeah.
Imagine the worst team in the Big Ten goes down to Division II football.
Yeah.
So, because in Europe they have relegation.
I know a lot of people like this, and they propose it to me all the time. I just think that tears at the fabric and tradition of the sport.
I get that part. The one argument that I'd make for the positivity, because I think in college it could work, because let's face it, there's thousands of schools in the country and a bunch of teams in different areas. You give the opportunity for a city or a school with how well they play football, for example, to earn a chance to make bigger money and to play bigger teams. Look at North Dakota State. If North Dakota State was playing a European football system as a Division II team, they'd be in the top division already 9 times over, however many times they won the championship. So I think it would be really cool to see a system like that in the States. I get it's not really the tradition of it, but it opens the door for a lot of smaller cities to have, more eyes on them, create more of a revenue for the school. Because that's one thing that puts a lot of pressure on European soccer teams, because if they get relegated, that means that the team loses money. So there's a ton at stake at the end of a season for a bad team in Europe. In the NBA, like you watch a Cleveland Cavaliers team with 10 wins in April, they played meaningless games. 3rd and 19. Oh, nice throw. Not enough on that one.
So I will let you know that there's a timeout here because Travion Henderson's down.
Oh, he's hurt? Yeah, I see him now. That is like worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travion Henderson is down. I just saw Pat Murphy tweet that. Let's see. I'm looking at the tackle right now. Yeah, he had 4 guys collide in him, and it looks like somebody sat on his ankle. All right, he got back up. He jogged to the sideline. They didn't show it on TV because they went to commercial, but he's okay, it looks like. What's happening in the other games?
Yeah, One Scoop John is bringing up a guy that called me the other day who wanted to implement a wrestling style system, and it was somewhat amusing, but I just wouldn't have it.
Wrestling style system for what, the playoff?
Don't ask me to try.
Okay, never. Okay,
I shouldn't even have brought it up because I dismissed it immediately. I didn't
fine.
Go for it. I actually didn't completely dismiss it. I just had a number of questions for him that he needed to go back to the drawing board. Like I said, what about if this happens or that happens? This happens or that happens? He couldn't answer those things. So
right. Yeah, wrestling style system, interesting. And yeah, Iowa is the powerhouse of college wrestling. The Big Ten in general. If come to think of it, the Big Ten as a whole, I'd say the Big Ten and the ACC, from a usually consistent basis, are probably the 2 most consistent conferences across all college sports. The Pac-12 is very good at a lot of the minor non-revenue stuff as well.
Yeah.
But like the Big Ten, I'm pretty sure in wrestling, 6 or 7 Big Ten schools are always in the top 10 every single year.
I was going to say the Pac-12 when you went that direction.
Yeah, I mean the Pac-12 is great at like the Olympic sports.
It's the Conference of Champions.
The Conference of Champions. Yeah, they're part of the Alliance.
That's their nickname. They've won the most championships.
That's
true.
It's
not even close.
That is true. It is not even close.
All the tennis, track and field,
swimming,
golf,
volleyball. Stanford alone probably has a high majority of them. I think they have some kind of a crazy streak of like 46 straight years with at least 1 national championship in any sport, which is incredible. Oh, Ruggles, nice kick. Great kick. All right, 20 to
You know,
10.
now that we're in break, yeah, I'll just take this note that when I was covering all sports, and this is when like SEC softball was just starting. This is like mid to late '90s. Softball was just starting in some areas of the country. That it just showed you the amount of interest in certain sports versus other sports, meaning that Ole Miss and Mississippi State regularly had top 5 tennis teams.
Mm-hmm.
And this is back, we get fax and notifications from the sports information department, and they would just be begging us to come out to their, number 2 Mississippi State's playing number 5 Georgia in men's tennis that afternoon. People could go for free, and there'd be hardly anybody there. There might be like 18 people there watching. And you're talking about 2 of the top 5 tennis teams in the country versus their 2 and 6 football teams playing Saturday. There's 60,000 people.
Of course. And that's really a big point that and it's obviously somebody that follows soccer and whatnot. Soccer will never be the most popular sport in this country because it's working 100 years plus behind baseball and football. Same thing with college sports. College football and basketball are always going to be more popular than every other sport because they are working, they have decades of an advantage out of every other sport.
We must have had a food question from Jeff.
Oh, I like food. Food is good.
I'm going to guess that he's asking like what food we like in general or on game days, something like that.
Well, on a game day for you, do you just sit on this couch and like eat pretzels or something, or do you like have like a nice meal for yourself?
Depends if other people are involved. So for most of my life, no former wife or significant others cared enough about football or sports that they would regularly watch with me, and that was fine, unless they were extremely big games. My son would always watch up until the last couple of years, works on Saturdays, would watch football with me every week. My daughter, she was more like, just if it's Ohio State and mostly a big game, but she came over for the Oregon game and watched it with me.
Okay.
So then it becomes more like, okay, let's get pizza, let's get wings, I'll fire up the grill, those sorts of things. But if I'm by myself, it typically becomes I'll run down and grab a sub at Jersey Mike's or Subway and eat cookies or, whatever. Nothing extravagant. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, neither for me. Saturday is always more of a chill day. I mean, the game obviously in this town that we try to have parties to have people come over, pre-COVID days was OSU Michigan, because that is the one day a year in this city where the city stops. For most OSU football Saturdays, especially if the game is here, it does stop completely. Like I can remember, going to Saturday morning, services or, going out and outside to play or whatever. And just everybody is just ready to go to campus to just either go to the Buckeye game or to just tailgate around the game. That is the sport here. Ohio State is the biggest sport in this city. And it is always going to be. OSU football will always be the biggest thing. And but I like the different foods, but I don't eat anything extravagant usually on Saturdays. Sometimes I skip meals on Saturday because I'm always just sitting watching sports.
Yeah.
That's a good play.
And
something out of bounds.
Now I'm not just sitting watching sports. I'm building thumbnails and sending out tweets constantly about all the post-game shows, and I'm taking notes. And so I can do post-game analysis videos and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not just sitting here watching the games. I'm DVRing everything. So
in general, because of the amount of distractions online and people who develop a career into sports journalism or content creation, it's much harder to stay fully focused on every play in a game because, especially for me, I have to, watch a game. And if I'm covering it, I got to go down to my computer and tweet something about it.
Yeah.
and I've been doing that now for nearly 7 years. So there's only a few times in a year where I'll be watching a sporting event where I don't tweet about it, or I'm just sitting there just watching every play. But the increasing distractions of everything makes it a lot more difficult. Is that a fumble?
No.
No. He threw. Yeah, that was a forward pass. Yeah.
I see this all the time where players bat down passes and then go chase them and pick them up, and I'm not understanding. Just in case.
Yeah, Jason. I see Jason's chat. I love the Blue Jackets. I love all sports. Soccer is my favorite. I know a lot of you hate it, but I'll stand here and say that it is my favorite sport. And I love college football too. I grew up watching it. I still remember fondly the 2007 season where Kansas almost made the national championship. Was that coach's name? Mike Mangino? Is that the guy, right?
Mangino. Why does that not sound right? I'm losing it.
Yeah,
his first name was Mike.
It was Mangino. Mike. Is that the last name?
That's his last name, Mangino.
Yeah, Mark Mangino.
Mark Mangino.
Yeah, Mark Mangino. He was the big guy who was the coach for Kansas. Yeah.
Yeah, with Todd Reesing at quarterback.
And the fact that Mizzou and West Virginia were top 2 in the final week and both lost, which put LSU and OSU in the championship game. That season was nuts. Still one of my favorite sports seasons for anything. That year was so much fun in college football. I'll drop pass. Offenses have looked pretty dry here to start the third quarter.
Yeah, Martinez missed a 3rd and 4 pass there. That was
Yeah, Nebraska might maybe they go for it. Yeah, he threw the ball away from him. No, they're punting. So I want to look up here. What's the least amount of points OSU's given up in a conference game this year? Let's see.
Indiana, 7. Right?
7. Okay, so never mind. That Indiana game was just an absolute destruction. Oh, wait, kick catch interference? Is that what I'm seeing? I have to try and read the ref's lips.
So we'll let everyone out there know that Ori will have a post-game conversation with all of you on the Ohio State channel after the game.
Yes, we will chat about the OSU. Y'all can hate on me for liking soccer, and we can have a good talk. Unfortunately, this has been kind of not the most entertaining game of sorts. OSU's not been having any of a lot of big plays offensively. The play calling has been a little bit underwhelming.
But it's still a game.
Oh yeah, it's in the
we
fact
could
that
be watching 28-3 right now.
Right.
So it's still a game. And Nebraska fans, you can go to the Nebraska channel after the game. Get post game there.
Mark, I'm not related to Pat Benatar. Not anymore. She married a Benatar. It was very distant, and then she divorced the Benatar. So I am not related to her anymore.
Oh, so she was only technically briefly a Benatar. She kept the name, but
she kept the name. Yeah, she married a Benatar, but she's not directly related to us. We always have that as a joke. I get asked that a lot less than my parents did because obviously my parents grew up in the Pat Benatar era.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I will admit that went through my mind.
Of course,
probably the first time I saw your name.
Yeah, it always does for everybody.
Illinois is shutting out Minnesota through 3 quarters.
I mean, amazing. What is our defense doing this week? We probably got that same play calling in the 8th and 7th overtime against Penn State. Yeah, our offense has done nothing. Illinois' offense. 21 carries for Chase Brown. Brandon Peters has thrown the ball 8 times. 7 different players have caught a pass. And Minnesota has 198 yards of offense. I love Big Ten football. What a ridiculous.
Yeah, as long as Brett Bielema is up by 2 touchdowns, he doesn't need to throw the football.
No, of course not. Doesn't need to throw the football. Chase Brown just gets as many carries as he can for the Illini. But right now, just hold the fort. And Illinois is driving at the end of the quarter, so they got the ball past the 50. So if they can make it 21-0, that will really shake things up in the Big Ten West.
Upset.
Yeah, that'll be a nice.
I at least knew enough to take Illinois in the 15 points. I did that.
Okay.
I didn't expect them to win.
Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people did. But what are the other Big Ten games? Michigan State, Purdue. You'd think Michigan State would win that one.
I'm taking Purdue in that one.
Really? You think Purdue's going to win?
I'm taking Purdue.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, it is in West Lafayette, and Purdue's not a bad football team. Wisconsin,
all right.
Rutgers.
Ohio State start against Drive.
All right. Penn State, Maryland. What a game of football that will be. All right, come on. Let's see what the Buckeyes can do.
Chad, Mark, second half prop bets. Well, you would have to present them to me. I am not a prop bet guy. I just pick the games from the beginning.
Oh, nice little snag there.
Chad.
Oh, I'm missing Mike Pereira's officiating analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm seeing the play here. Not sure where they got kick catch interference from that. That seems a little harsh on that call.
Okay.
All righty. Second and 8. Come on, Buckeyes. See what they got. Oh, CJ. Oh, what a throw. Is that Fleming? Yep.
I'm liking this drive, although.
Oh.
Yeah.
Although, I wonder what's going to happen. Nebraska's booing. Oh, okay. That's actually good to know. Because I can't hear a thing for the game. Let's see. What was the ooh? 1st and 10. Screen to Ruckert. Nice first down. Oh, flag. Okay. It's going to be holding. Yeah, that's going to be holding.
Oh, wow. Wake just made a huge play.
What's the score of the Wake game right now?
Wake is up 31-27. 9 minutes left in the third.
Okay.
And they just completed a long pass play.
Okay. Ineligible receiver. Oh.
Yeah.
What was it, 79? 53 maybe? Yeah, I think it was 53. They're trying to put this blind.
All right. We've got a timeout.
Troy, I know I'm really far behind. I'm out here watching OSU Penn State while y'all are in the third quarter of OSU Nebraska. I have to watch through Wi-Fi. It's easier for me.
Touchdown Wake.
Touchdown Wake. Ooh, okay.
11-point lead if they make the PAT. Illinois, 3rd and 17. Illinois just ran the ball on 3rd and 17.
Yes. Yes, Bielema. That's
For
what I
negative
like.
1 yard.
Yes. I love the 3rd and 17 run call. That's what I like to see. You're up 14.
They were in that bad spot of, well, it's not really a bad spot, but that indecisive spot on the field, being at the Minnesota 40. They couldn't kick a field goal. But if you get a screen pass and you get 10 yards, maybe you kick a field goal, you can go up 17, 3 scores.
Now the Illini way. You're winning in the 4th, kill clock. It could be 3rd and
out here.
It could be 3rd and 40.
Let's watch the greatest punter in college football.
Oh, you're watching Blake Hayes. He's gonna punt it 80 yards.
It barely went into the. I will give him some credit there. He hit it right around the 1 yard line, but it kicked into the end zone.
Hey, but he got it to the
barely.
1. That's what counts.
Yeah,
OSU needs to move the ball here. 1st and 15. What do they got going on?
Are we back?
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, CJ's running backwards. Okay, at least he threw. Oh, you're kidding me. Is that an interception? Okay, it's not an interception. Jeez, CJ does that so many times. He ran backwards 15 yards, and then instead of just throwing it as hard as he can out of bounds, he just does a little dump pass, which almost was an interception. Just throw it out. But back to my Illini point. When the Illini are winning in the 4th quarter, they just have to kill clock because they'll blow it somehow.
Well, it's working.
Exactly.
It is working today.
3rd and 17, just keep running the ball. Is that Mayan Williams? Nice cheeky Mayan Williams run. Oh, another flag. Lovely. Holding on OSU. Yep. There you go. Hold again. This drive is kind of reminding me of the Minnesota game. They'll have a couple of big plays on offense, and then a penalty will bring them back another 5-10 yards and negate the play. All right, that's not the worst play on 2nd and 21. Nice little slant route.
Okay.
Did they hold it? Did they hold again? He threw it out of bounds, so it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, but I think so. OSU got called for what? 3-4 penalties on that drive?
Pretty much 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Not good. Not good.
No.
This has certainly been OSU's least impressive outing, probably since, I don't know, Tulsa, I want to say.
Yeah. Well, this is the way Nebraska has played everyone. This is the way they played Oklahoma and Michigan State in terms of, staying close.
Right. And fair enough, they were able to keep Oklahoma and Michigan State close on the road. They kept Michigan close at home, too. They lost that game by 3.
And the Michigan State game was they even outplayed Michigan State. They didn't give up a first down in the second half of that game.
Great punt by OSU. I love a good punt.
Punt return.
Down at the 4.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, Jeffrey brings up the interesting point there. A game the way OSU is playing right now, the committee is going to punish. Will the committee punish OSU?
Yeah, they may punish there might be some punishment in the interim this week, but it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters.
Yeah. I mean,
Purdue, Michigan State, Michigan, Big Ten championship game.
Pretty much.
It's not good. It's from two standpoints, the committee standpoint and how they may punish Ohio State, but also just how good is this team? Are they really that good?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I agree with what I'm seeing from number one ND fan, the fact that they played their hand with Cincinnati and put them at 6. So even if Cincinnati comes out and beats Tulsa considerably, then it doesn't even matter. They wouldn't put Cincy above OSU in that regard. And I can't see Cincy going above Ohio State unless OSU loses. Yeah, Cincy game's at 3:30. Okay. Yeah, Tulsa could hang with Cincy. I agree with that. Tulsa's not too bad. I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
They played well against OSU. Who else have they played this year? They're 3-5.
Oklahoma State. They played them tough.
Yeah, lost by 5 to Oklahoma State. Hung with OSU for a bit, but obviously then lost by 21. Beat Memphis, beat USF, lost to Navy by 3. Yeah, no, I think that'll be a competitive game for sure, especially considering Cincinnati didn't have its best game last week. Oh, that's an incomplete pass. Nope. A safety would be kind of clutch for the Buckeyes. Plus, who doesn't like to see a safety? Defensive line's holding up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Spaghetti Factory. Bill O'Brien went to coach Nebraska. I'd feel horrible for Cornhuskers fans. I still think Bill O'Brien's time as the coach and the GM of the Texans is some of the worst football coaching and decision making I think I can remember.
Well, I will say his early part of that tenure was successful.
It's true.
You know, they became a playoff team multiple times under him, and he saved Penn State.
Yeah, no, he was fine at Penn State, and he did pretty well in those first year or two, I think, with the Texans. I just always come back. I just think of Bill O'Brien now with, the DeAndre Hopkins trade. Like, what was he thinking?
Yeah.
Oh, let's get David Johnson in a 3rd-round pick and trade away one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. That's what we'll get for him. All right, punt in the end zone. This needs to be an OSU touchdown on this drive. The field position is basically switched because of the defense. They're already in Nebraska territory. They got to get a touchdown right here. That will kind of help to maybe push Ohio State to maybe closing this game out, because Nebraska's offense has really not threatened outside of the one play scoring drive where they got the touchdown. Oh, another penalty on OSU. Oh, illegal block in the back. Yikes. So where are we at now with OSU penalties? Let me look up the stat. Let me go up here. In this quarter alone, it feels like there's been 6 or 7 penalties. Okay, well, it says 3 here. Now 4. Can't be 4. Did OSU even have a penalty in the first half?
None?
I mean, based off of what I'm seeing on ESPN's box score, it says OSU only has 4 penalties, which would mean that all 4 penalties have been in this quarter. CJ, let's see. Oh, nice catch by Olave. All right, good start to this drive. Nice 2 throws there.
Well, if they can complete this drive, that would go a long way toward
Well, I think CJ Stroud has looked really efficient throwing the football.
It
He
looks good.
Yeah, he looks good on this drive. He's patient in the pocket. He's finding his open men. Receivers are running good routes. You know, this is a good drive right here. They're in the red zone now. They got to score. Oh, that was good coverage. It seemed like not the best throw, but it wasn't like an awful throw.
Yeah, it was. They just didn't quite connect. Yeah. Wasn't a horrible throw, but it was out in front, and he did get pressure right in his face.
Yeah, the D lineman on the center there was able to get some pressure, and Jigba just couldn't get one hand on it. Marking was tight. All right, Ruggles field goal. See if he can make it 3 for 3. Yep. All right, 23-10. So what? Third quarter is 6-0 OSU.
Yeah.
Some electric football being played. Oh my God, Army and Air Force are in overtime.
Oh, cool.
14-14.
Very cool.
That will not go to. I'm assuming that will not go to 10 overtimes. I want Illinois and Penn State's 9 overtime game to forever be the longest game in college football history.
Let's see here. Army, Air Force. All right. Okay, the Buckeyes back on defense.
Yeah, Buckeyes back on D. Allen, I think Mark said he's thinking Purdue's going to beat Michigan State. That would be something. Is there reasoning behind that?
I will give away one Patreon prediction. That will be the one. Otherwise, I got to keep tight-lipped. I got to honor my folks over there.
True.
So that's the one. So I'll give you Purdue wins over Michigan State. I don't think that there's much of a talent disparity between those two teams. It's almost like when Michigan State played Indiana, I expected that to be an extremely close game too, even though Indiana's having all sorts of issues, and it was a 20 to 15 game. It was a 17-15 game with like 2 minutes left. So Purdue's certainly playing a lot better football and has its starting quarterback healthy as opposed to Indiana. Now certainly it's just a prediction. Michigan State should win the game.
I mean, I would say the biggest thing to watch in that game would obviously be if Purdue can stop Kenneth Walker, because if he just has 3 or 4 big runs, then they all have potential of being touchdowns, and they could just end up like Michigan and lose basically to him single-handedly.
Number one ND fan is saying that Purdue's best chance would be Michigan State completely overlooking them, and that won't happen. Well, again, I think we're making Michigan State out to be some like historic team, and Purdue's awful, and there's really not a big discrepancy of talent between those two teams. It's really not. And if anything, Purdue has the best wide receiver on the field for sure, and the best defensive lineman on the field between the two teams. And the quarterback might be better. It's pretty comparable. So Nebraska held Kenneth Walker to 61 yards on 19 carries. And no, that was that was Nebraska. Indiana held Kenneth Walker to well under 3 yards, right around 3 yards per carry as well. So I don't think Kenneth Walker is going to just terrorize the Purdue defense. I don't see it.
Oh, OSU got called for holding again. This is laughable at this point.
Oh,
I didn't see much holding. It looked like he just bumped into a guy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's only the 5th penalty. It feels like they've had 15. I just saw someone tweet that. That's crazy. This whole third quarter.
This is getting interesting now.
Not enough for the discipline. Oh, getting interesting now. Okay, Nebraska just scored a touchdown.
Getting interesting now.
Yep, Nebraska just scored a touchdown. Did they? Did they? No? Oh, they did. Oh, no, they got to the 1. Okay, it was close. Got to tackle the receiver there. That's bad tackling. Defense looks frazzled. Toure again. Second big catch of the game. Yeah, Torrey's got 150 yards on 4 catches. Oh, this is going to be a touchdown. 1 yard line. Martinez, touchdown. Okay. Yeah, OSU gave away that drive on defense.
All right. Got a game.
Yeah, for sure. And you wouldn't expect this. Very good play design. 14 gets that block there. That looked really good. 23-17. Okay. OSU is not that good. Hey, you know what? It's possible. You could be right. Could be wrong.
I don't even, when I see statements like that, I don't even know what that means exactly. It's not that good. It's not that good. Like, how good are we? Like, how many teams do we think are better than Ohio State in the nation? Like, when somebody makes that statement, I don't even know what they're talking about. I just, okay. Like, does that mean, like, they only consider, like, 2 or 3 teams to be great in the country, so they're not that good, or, like, they're not good at all? Really?
Yeah,
That's an ignorant comment if you don't think, okay, they're not top 4 good. Possibly. Yeah, you could be right.
I can see
I
that.
wouldn't go crazy about blowing this game out of proportion, though. Alabama played a similar game like this against Florida. They were fortunate that Florida missed a PAT, or the game would have gone to overtime. So, and Florida's not. Florida and Nebraska are probably fairly comparable.
Yeah, I'd go as far as saying that this quarter is maybe the or among the worst quarters OSU's played this season.
Yeah.
Because, no touchdowns, gave up a big play on defense and a touchdown, and then a bunch of penalties that did. I mean, they had one drive where they were driving offensively, had made some good gains, but then nope, holding, nope, illegal block in the back.
Yeah,
there's another one.
It's
Delay
been
of game.
It's been another red zone issue-filled game. They've got 3 field goals, and they also threw a pick in the red zone. I think they also didn't make it on 4th down in the red zone. They've had 5 red zone opportunities that came up, 3 field goals and 2 no points.
I think they scored a touchdown in the red zone. No, in this game, I'm pretty sure. That's incomplete. That's a bad throw. I think OSU has 1 touchdown in the red zone.
I will say it. It was beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, 3 yards. All right. Now I know what's going to happen. Let's see.
Nothing that significant, but it was just a beautiful.
All right, I want to see the beauty. 2nd and 15 is a beautiful yardage.
I will say this is beautiful.
Down and distance. Oh, look at that step up. Oh, yeah, that is a nice throw.
Nice throw and catch.
Perfect.
That's what I'm talking about, like watching great offense against, the defender was right there. It was good coverage, but it had to be perfectly thrown, and the receiver had to outfight the defender for the ball.
Yeah, and he had the perfect touch on that throw too. Puts it exactly where Smith and Jigba needed, who limped, I think, to the line of scrimmage and has over 200 receiving yards today with 1 quarter to go.
Chad says C.J. Stroud is worse than Spencer Rattler, which, first of all, I will say that Spencer Rattler is actually a really good quarterback just because he got benched. He will be playing in the NFL one day. Anyway, so I don't know what Chad's watching, but I've not had any issues with C.J. Stroud today.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, 28 of 43 for 338 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's a respectable completion percentage. Yeah, Stroud hasn't had a bad game, but he hasn't had like an amazing game. He's had better games this season. I mean, Ohio State has overall. This is the 3rd quarter in this game was very poor from the Buckeyes.
Yeah. And no, he's not Justin Fields. He's played 7 games. Yes, there you go. Yeah, so like I was just saying before with the red zone issues, if I'm not mistaken, 5 red zone opportunities have come up if you're looking for touchdowns, they've come up empty. 3 field goals, 1 interception, 1 fourth down. What's the reasonable expectation for 5 red zone trips? I would say 3 touchdowns and 2 field for an offense like Ohio State. 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. You would at least expect they score every time they go to the red zone.
Yeah, if you were looking at some kind of sample size of 20 trips to the red zone, you wouldn't expect them to be, you're not going to score at some point. That's understandable.
Right.
But they should have, what is that? 15 or 20 more points in this game.
Yeah, and the fact also when you think of those red zone trips for OSU, and it's more often than not, sometimes you'll see them get a 1st and goal in the 5, and then they just can't punch it in. They got a 3-yard touchdown pass today, but then sometimes they get a penalty and they get moved back, and then they have to kick a field goal. And yeah, sometimes field goals just don't cut it. And right now, Ohio State needs to get another touchdown to really put this game for you would think out of reach for Nebraska, because Nebraska's really had 2 big throws to Toure, and that's pretty much been their whole offense, which has essentially allowed them to get those 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So in the first half, they were doing a lot better, I think, with throwing the football and moving the ball down the field. But a lot of the times when they were doing that on drives, they couldn't capitalize and score a touchdown.
Chad is predicting an Ohio State loss. I don't know if he means today. Ohio State will lose.
If Ohio State lost this game, it would be outright
at some point.
There would be complete outrage in Columbus. I mean, there's outrage in Columbus whenever OSU loses. It's just something that they just don't. OSU fans just don't expect to just lose games. I mean, the only time I can remember OSU having a mediocre to bad football team was in 2011.
That was bad.
7-6 or something.
Yeah, 6-7 in 2011. Yep.
Outside of that, every year they're at least competing for a Big Ten championship and are predicted to lose maybe 1 or 2 games, and that's it. That's the city just expects that from the Buckeyes. Win every game and try and win pretty convincingly. Oh, Stroud deep throw. Okay, there it is. Okay, all right. Yep, there's the interception. And a flag. Add insult to injury. CJ Stroud throws the ball 60 yards, it gets picked, and then they're going to get called for some kind of penalty. Perfect start to the 4th quarter. That'll get the Nebraska fans into this game. That'll get them really into this game. I think that's going to shift momentum considerably, especially if Nebraska scores on this drive. But what the hell happened on the flag? Yeah, Lanny's right. Commentators curse. Talking about how good CJ Stroud is, and then he throws that interception. Classic.
That was bad. He had pressure, but you just can't make that decision.
Flag on Nebraska? And a flag on OSU. Okay, I guess Jeremy Ruckert got called for something. He has no idea what.
It's a late hit.
Yeah, what was late hit?
Okay. This is getting interesting.
Yeah, no, now we got something cooking here.
Nebraska's had all these 1-score losses every game this season. Huh.
Let's see, was this a late hit? That is not a late hit. I'm sorry. That's not late enough to be a late hit. He was still running. If Nebraska wins this game, I want OSU to play Illinois next week. Cancel the Purdue game. Go play Illinois. Just put them on the field together and just see what happens. Meanwhile, Georgia is obliterating Missouri. Have you watched any of that game, Mark? Is that one of the games you have on? No, just because you knew it was just going to be a 30-point win.
Yeah, at least. The spread's 39. Yeah. That team has not had that team's the only team in the country that has not played a poor game. In any
Yeah, no, that's true.
You can't even, they haven't even played a game that's been competitive.
Right. Yeah, I think last week I was talking about, because Georgia, I think, almost shut out whoever they played last week. I can't remember who it was.
Did they play last week?
And I was trying to think to myself, has there ever been a team in SEC or even in any of the Power Five? Florida. Yeah, Florida. Because they were shutting out Florida for most of the game.
Yeah.
I think Florida got their only touchdown in the fourth quarter. And I was thinking to myself, has there ever been an SEC team or any team in the Power Five that has gotten 3 shutouts in conference games in a season?
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah?
You go
Okay.
over the history of college football. Yeah.
Well, yeah, 100 plus years. But, like, when was the last time it would happen? I don't know when the last time it happened, but that'd be interesting to find out. Option. That is such an easy run for Martinez. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got it going here.
Completely. Trying to see what the defense was doing here, because it was obviously an option. That's just good decision making, good awareness from Martinez. Just see the whole run through it. Just have to be more decisive like that. That's something CJ Stroud needs to work on. Yeah, they're going to keep the ball in his hands. No doubt in my mind, Adrian Martinez will throw or run every play on this drive. Oh, they tried something different. Surprised you didn't react to that snap. Yeah, there it is. Yep. First down after first down here.
Mm-hmm. They've got it going.
Yeah, Cornhuskers really have it going, and they're also killing some clock while they're at it. Anything less than a touchdown here would be really bad for Nebraska. I'm surprised the officials didn't throw a flag maybe on that play. That definitely could have been interpreted as a horse collar or something. But in real time, it looked like a fine tackle. Okay. And off. All right. Yeah, Jason, you're right. OSU's doesn't have that physicality. They're losing the battle in the trenches.
Oh.
I hear an oh, something happened. It's gonna be in the chat before I see it, guaranteed. Is this the one? Is this the play? Is this the pick? Is this the touchdown? I don't know. Pressure. Oh. All right, what do you do 4th and 4? Go for it. Kick the field goal.
Okay. Wow. All that. All right.
All that for probably 3 points.
Mm.
Yeah, they're just going to probably take the field goal here. Yep. Okay. Or was it shanked? 31-yard attempt. Right down the middle. Oh, my God.
That was a beautiful drive.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's like me on the golf course. Oh, no.
And Martinez missed that throw on 3rd down.
Oh.
His guy was open, and he just floated the thing. And that's Nebraska right there.
You have a 31-yard kick. You're in the middle, and you shank it. Oh, my God.
Yeah, just a complete waste.
What a waste of time. I want the last 4 minutes of my life
beautiful
back.
Drive. It was well executed the entire way down the field, and then he missed a throw, and then they missed a kick.
I mean, why not just go for it in that situation, maybe?
Yeah, you're 3 and 6, 3 and 5, whatever they are. 3 and 6, yeah. Go.
Also,
go.
Man.
It was 4th and 2, right?
Yeah, it was like 4th and 3, 4th and 2.
Yes.
Yeah, well, what the hell? Give it a shot.
He's already missed a kick, right?
No, he was perfect.
Oh, okay. I thought he had missed a kick.
Like, I get the idea of like, okay, there's 10 minutes left. Get to within 3. The defense just had a pick.
Sure, you can tie with a field goal, or you can win the game with a touchdown. Sure, if you kick the 3. Yeah. You're playing with house money.
Oh, just kidding. No, he's 1 for 3. Oh,
what
are you doing?
He missed some kicks.
Yeah, he missed.
Well, I guess he missed 1 kick before that. Yeah.
2 for 2 on extra points, 1 for 3 on field goals. Oh, yikes! Even worse. Then what the hell are you doing? Just go for it. Yeah, he missed a 46-yarder. Goodness gracious. That sums up Nebraska football right there.
Yeah, so Troy is concerned that Ohio State cannot stop the quarterback run
every year.
Yeah.
And the defense is continuing to be that work in progress.
Yeah, I've been impressed with the defense up until so it's been the 2 plays that, as you said a few minutes ago, been the 2 busted coverages. But other than that, they've played a great defensive game up until that drive. They didn't get shredded that drive. That was a very methodical drive. They were just giving up just enough to give up the first downs. But here they are. They've got a 6-point lead in the ball, 10 minutes left.
Yeah, well, Twitter is annihilating that play call because I didn't know this. Nebraska this season is 8 for 16 on field goals.
Well, yeah, we talked about the other kicker.
Talked about the kicker,
12. I don't really count him, but he's 50% as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the team is 50% kicking field goals, and they're 3 and 6.
3 and 6,
and they decided
moving the ball.
And they decided to try and kick a field goal.
Moving the ball at will.
Oh man!
When we get to another break, I'll tell you about a Nebraska sequence against Minnesota that made absolutely no sense.
Okay. All right.
That falls right into this.
Yeah.
It's even worse.
Now, does OSU just try and run the ball as much as possible? Because at this point, you want to just try and get it down to like 5 or 4 minutes on this drive and ended with a touchdown, obviously. If they can have a 5-minute drive or 6-minute drive with a touchdown, then it's game over. Just, CJ Stroud throwing the ball. All right, just the simple short throws, I guess, might be the move. But now they already have 3rd and 1.
Now has the 5th highest yardage game for an Ohio State receiver in history.
Wow. What was the most? Because he's over 200.
Somebody at 253. Was that Boston or Terry? I thought it was Terry.
Yeah,
Glenn.
I see it. Terry Glenn, 253. Santonio Holmes is my all-time favorite OSU wide receiver.
Oh yeah,
I loved watching him as a kid.
Santonio Holmes. Yeah,
and then great. My dad and brother have a great affinity to him too, because he went from OSU straight to their favorite NFL team, the Steelers, and obviously had that historic catch in Super Bowl 43. So. And I am not a Steelers fan, so I have to. I have to listen to them. Like NFL, I'll root for the Browns, but I'm not like a diehard Browns fan. With NFL, I'm a little more neutral. But I have watched my dad and my brother celebrate 2 Super Bowl championships, and Super Bowl 43 is probably my favorite Super Bowl I watched. That game was so much fun. Is that pass interference? I guess not. Okay. Oh, 52 seconds. Illinois is about to beat Minnesota. Come on. This is the moment. We want Bama, baby. Hand off. Oh, is that Master Teague? Yeah. I want to see more Master Teague. Getting some more carries.
Nice. Sorry. Look that up.
Oh, well, nice doesn't mean anything. I don't know what that means. Like, it could be like, nice call, ref. Nice run, CJ. Nice play call. Nice grass. I don't know what that means. I'm just sitting here waiting.
Okay.
3rd and 4. Okay. Something. Oh. There it is. Easy throw. Easy play. Oh, interception. Illini just picked it off. Illinois is going to win.
Oh, wow.
14. It's going to be a 14-6 win for the Illini. Let's go. Yes.
Nice.
Let's go. Oh, what a throw. Smith and Jigba, man. Have a game, son.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Just keep giving him the ball so he can have the record. Oh, geez. Oh, my God. That was a good blitz by Nebraska. Just a little contained there. But just one time, I want to see CJ Stroud throw the ball out with authority. He literally just, and then the ball floated in the air 20 feet. Another penalty? Intentional grounding? Okay. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's a tough spot to try and like fling the ball down the field to at least make it not intentional grounding. Because the guy was right in front of him. Okay. 2nd and 19. Oh, yeah. What do we got?
Got a little.
Oh,
a little review coming up.
A little review. Yeah, that's a catch. That's Fleming. No phlegm on that catch. Got the foot inbounds.
Yeah, they better hold off and look at this play.
Challenge.
Finally. They were about to snap the ball.
Yeah, that's a catch. Oh, look at that little tiptoe.
Kept it in. There is green between his foot and the line.
Yeah, what a catch. Get
That's
Fleming on a plane to the Winter Olympics figure skating. Beautiful. That's a toe tap if I've ever seen one.
yeah, he's
That's the balance right there. What are these? What the hell is this thing? This is what Nebraska does on third down. This is no, I'm not a fan. All right, timeout, or they're reviewing it. Okay, well, I'm about to see the review.
people are saying he bobbled it.
Oh God, is this the whole completing the catch thing?
Well, he had it with his left hand the entire time.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Foot's in. Ball. Yeah, I mean, to the naked eye, there's not enough of a bobble to determine from that angle, at least.
I don't think he bobbled it at all. I just think he took his right hand off the ball. I think his
just to grab the ball more firmly.
Yeah,
he's got it with his left hand. That's a catch.
I thought his left hand had it the whole time.
Yeah, but then there's the whole debate, because if they determine that the ball's not with the hand, because you see his toe lifts off the ground as he's resettling the ball into his hands. So that's where they might get him.
Oh,
it didn't count as a catch. It's not a catch. Oh my God. Yeah, ruling on the field stands, not a catch. Oh boy. I mean, I don't know what a catch. Do you know what a catch is, Mark? I don't know what a catch is anymore.
You know, we could go out right now, Ori, and play catch of any sport, football, baseball, whatever we want to throw. We could throw a volleyball back and forth. And I think that most reasonable people understand what is catching a ball and what is not catching a ball. But for some reason, we've made it extremely complicated.
Yep.
In football.
Yeah. Like, I would call that a catch person. I mean, I'm not a ref, obviously, but I don't know. To me, I just don't see enough evidence to overrule that as not being a catch. The only thing that I could get is the fact that when my guess is they determined when he's holding onto the ball, and that really happened as his toe was lifting off of the turf. Which, I get that.
I understand the replay officials calling that.
Oh, he's got to chuck this ball.
Not overturning that. I just think it was poorly called on the field. I think it was a catch. Yeah. But I understand the review booth, their job is to overturn it if it's significant. If it's, right. I'm not thinking of the terminology. If it's decided, it's obvious.
Yeah, but that's the thing, especially with catches in football. It's whatever the ref calls initially. That if it's too close to call, it's always the initial call. So it's just being able to make that initial call in the moment. And I could see in the moment a ref seeing that and basically being like, "That's not a catch," because it would probably be very hard for them to see that his foot was even in bounds, or the foot was not on the ground long enough to think, okay, he's definitely in. It's definitely a catch. That's another thing that I think you have to take into account. All right, so 6-11. Nebraska's got the ball. Oh, boy.
There are a lot of people in the chat that just think that even if Ohio State wins this, that this is just a damaging. I don't think it's good for Ohio State, but I don't see where this is damaging. I think we're living too much in the moment. They're going to play 4 more games.
Right. Yeah. No, in the moment, it just is a bad performance from OSU that might end in a win. But from the perspective of the rankings, this isn't going to be. It's not going to affect it overly unless they lose, of course. If Nebraska tries,
they're going to play 3 ranked teams for sure, and maybe 4 ranked teams in the last 4 games.
Purdue's not. You think Purdue's going to be ranked?
If they beat Michigan State, they'll be ranked.
Well, obviously. Yeah, that's a good point. They'll play 3 ranked teams, and they'll play 2 top 10 teams right now to end the season. So, yeah. And especially because of the fact, like, I think there would be more concern if OSU was playing this poorly and had a bad game win, but Cincinnati was ahead of them in the playoff. That, I think, would bring in a little bit more of concern there. If the committee was like, okay, Cincinnati's out of OSU to start things off, but they're not. So,
this is certainly not over.
Oh no, Nebraska can go down the field. It's just gotta get
good
play calling here. Okay, this Wake. I just checked because I saw Badger and Bournemouth. UNC just tied Wake. Is it 48-48?
Yeah.
Holy.
Oh yeah, they just.
Holy cow!
They just got a pick.
That's the game of the week right now.
Well, wait a minute. It's 48-41. They've got the ball at the 15. They still have to score the tie.
See, so Kansas. All right, Kansas is 1-8.
Unless I'm just behind. Maybe that's because I'm behind on.
Yeah, you're behind there because you're watching on a stream. Yep.
They must score on this next play.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so the highlights 2001. I do not remember that game. Oklahoma, Nebraska in 2001. Definitely not.
Yeah, there it is. Yes, North Carolina tied.
Right, they got to drive 90-yard drive. Do they have it in them? Yeah, he's just going to run. There you go. All right, 20-yard run to start. Not ideal for the OSU defense. Yeah, I agree, John. Lincoln is one of the toughest places to go and play. Isn't there some kind of streak in Lincoln of like
sellout streak? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy long, 1970 something, 60 something.
That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible that they've been able to sell out every game for like nearly a half a century, or basically a half a century.
Yeah, especially since they've been pretty bad for the last 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, it also helps with the fact that Nebraska is a place that doesn't have much in regards to sports.
The only game in town. Nice play. Wow. That was impressive.
Okay, I'm waiting for the impressive play.
I love these kind of plays.
Let's see. Looking. That's incomplete. Okay, I don't think that's the play you were talking about. I just saw the second down play. I think I'm about to see the third down play. Is it possible that I'm going further back in time as long as I watch this game? I mean, we're all going to go back in time tonight. Set your clocks back, people.
Yes, that's right. We are.
Fall back is always the best daylight savings, but I hate it when it gets dark early. I hate seeing no sun out at 4:45.
That's awful.
Awful. All right, let's see this 3rd and 10. Martinez. Oh, is that pass interference? No. All right, it wasn't. 4th down. Yeah, Jason, tune in. Maybe Mark will do a Sunday night or Monday night stream where he breaks down why or why not we need daylight savings time.
We can do that.
Just like schedule a stream once a week. Just the most
Not one of my favorite subjects,
thing.
but I'll come up with some level of opinion on that. Yes.
Oh wow.
So this is one of the more depressing times of year when it's dark at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Hate that.
You also just don't want to be productive when it's dark, so you wake up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then it's like, oh my god, it's 4 o'clock. Look, it's sunset. I'm just gonna go home and sleep. Classic humans.
Great.
All right, OSU's got the ball. They basically just need to kill some clock here. This has certainly been an ugly game.
Yeah, an ugly game. And how much time do we have left in this ugly game?
About 5 minutes.
Okay, there's still 5 minutes. So
yeah, I'm already seeing some reporters saying luck eyes. They are saying that should have been pass interference.
Yeah, I think there's a comment made here by number one ND fan. I kind of lost track of the sequence of plays, but they did seem to be pretty effective with the quarterback run. Obviously, at that first play for 20 plus yards, and then they started just throwing every down. Number one ND fan, Scott Frost should be banned from football coaching.
I don't know about that.
Just
because he's not a great coach doesn't mean we should ban him. I mean, I know he's obviously kidding, but
it's also an odd comment to make when his team's playing its best game of the year.
Oh, I love pictures like that. The Illinois athletic director just tweeted a picture of all the Illinois guys is stuffed in the away locker room in Minneapolis, all celebrating their win. Try to fit 80 above average sized men into a tiny little room.
All right, here we go.
All right, they just OSU right here, just kill some clock. How about no? You know what? 80-yard touchdown to Smith and Jigba. Get him to 300 yards. Let's see it. Was I right? No, I wasn't right. Yep. Keep the ball in the middle. Just got to let that clock wind down. The real question will be is when will Nebraska start calling those timeouts?
Yeah.
Like maybe if you get OSU to a third or fourth here. Yeah. Straps on 50 passes. Wow. That's pretty standard for him, though. Second down. Off. There you go. There you go. Travion, good run. Is that another flag on OSU?
I should be.
Correct.
Post-game.
Offside defense. Oh, Nebraska got called for a penalty. Nice. That was a change of pace. First and 5. Oh, that's a big run. Oh, there you go. If only OSU could have done this most of the game. Yeah, if they get another first down or two, this has got to be, you'd think it'd be game. Another good throw. Is that Smith and Jigba again? Yes, it is. That should put him up to, what, 240?
Yeah, I don't know where he is. But it's up there.
235. It was a 9-yard throw, so there you go. And Nebraska not calling a timeout yet.
Oh, shoot.
All right, 220.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh God. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Oh no, what happened? Pick 6. Almost interception. Fan runs on the field. Giant corn thrown at CJ Stroud's head by irate Nebraska
Keep
fan.
going. I'm getting entertained by your
I don't know.
creativity
Stroud,
with these.
looking. Oh, he avoids a sack. No, he fumbles. Oh God. Oh, Ohio State recovered. Oh, goodness gracious. Ohio State's doing whatever it can to give Nebraska this game.
Yeah.
And a flag on the play. What a mess.
Who saved the Buckeyes on that one?
This game, I mean, when you just think of it from a football standpoint, this game has been a little bit of a
it's been a great game.
Concoction of weirdness. Just a lot of bad football in many areas. Some good football in there too.
Whippler with the saving play.
Yeah. What was the penalty here? No foul? I don't see the ref. No. Okay, timeout. He's waving. All right. Jeez. Twice in the fourth quarter. CJ Stroud throws a pick on the first play in the fourth quarter and then fumbles. Like, Nebraska's literally being handed a chance to win this game, and they haven't been able to take it.
Let's see here.
So is your plan to watch party all day, or you're going to like go and eat some lunch after this game?
Oh, I'm going to be working.
There you go.
No, we're done with watch parties. It's going to be all about, recording and watching more games. And
well, I think next week you got to give the people what they want. Tuesday night watch party, MAC action, Ohio versus Eastern Michigan. That sounds like the best way to spend a Tuesday night.
You can guarantee me 1,000 viewers, I'll do it.
I'm sure there's 1,000 people who are Eastern Michigan football fans out there.
Somewhere, yeah.
Absolutely.
If they can find out about me in time to, we'll have a nice little watch party, and I'll find out about Eastern Michigan football.
We need someone in the chat. Try and contact the MAC. We'll get Mark sponsored by the MAC and be the official MAC football streamer. Because who doesn't love the MAC? I love MAC football.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's like Big Ten light.
All right. I'm sending out your promotional tweet. There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to tweet out the watch party on my end. I was busy before. There we go. I will retweet that. Perfect. But I see Christopher's chat. I totally get why people would be sick of Ohio State. I'm sick of myself all the time, and Ohio State fans are sometimes sick of them. Well, not Ohio State fans, but I can absolutely understand why people are sick of OSU completely.
People hate Alabama. People hate Ohio State. Those are the two most hated teams in the country.
Yes.
And historically, people hate Notre Dame. Not necessarily now, but I think historically, yeah, this is
it's a big third
people
down,
hate the Yankees. People hate the Dallas Cowboys.
You don't have to tell me about people hating the Yankees.
Okay.
I get destroyed over it anytime I'm like, I'm a Yankee
you're a
fan.
Yankees fan.
Yes, I'm a Yankee. I'm a Yankees and Ohio State fan. So if anyone wants to hate me, I like soccer, I like the Yankees, and I like OSU. If any more reason to hate me, you can hate me. But I feel like I'm a nice person. All right, timeout, 3rd and 15. But yeah, because I'm a Yankees fan who's annoyed that we haven't won a World Series in 11 years, and everyone's like, "Oh, shut up! You've won 27 times." I'm a Cleveland Guardians fan. I haven't seen my team win since after World War II.
That sounds so weird saying that. I don't know that can even come out of my mouth.
I have to get used to it. I have to start getting used to calling them the Cleveland Guardians.
I never stopped saying Jacobs Field. So
yeah, I mainly know it as Progressive Field. The only arena that I remember its original name when I was younger was the Gund Arena, which is now Quicken Loans Arena, which is the Cavs Arena. Oh, Milbest, I'm so sorry you're an Orioles fan. I'm sorry, buddy. One day they'll be good. All right, OSU has a 4th down, minute and a half. What are they going to do?
Okay, where is the ball? How much? I've lost track. I've been sending out tweets.
Okay.
So it's 4th down and
it's 4th
short?
down. It's 4th down and 5. Nebraska 29, minute and a half on the clock.
Oh, 4th and 5 with the Nebraska.
Nebraska just called a timeout.
Oh, they're gonna kick.
They're gonna kick. Okay, well
I will show no.
I'm watching a commercial.
Emotion whatsoever on this 46-yard field goal attempt. Here we go.
All right.
And poker face locked in.
All right. 3 of hearts. Full house. I got it. All right. 20. They got to kick. This is the game. Noah Ruggles. If Jackson Smith and Jigba didn't have 1,000 receiving yards today, Noah Ruggles is player of the game. If he's about to kick this 46-yard field goal through the uprights. Let's build a statue for Noah Ruggles, greatest kicker in the history of kicking. Nailed it. That's game. 26-17. Noah Ruggles, build a statue for the man. Ohio State's going to come away with the victory.
I want to build a statue for Whippler. He's the unsung hero of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, Noah Ruggles, ice in his veins. Hashtag Ruggles for Heisman already being tweeted by OSU fans. Team MVP, Noah Ruggles. I mean, without Noah Ruggles' 12 points, then they're losing. If you want to think of it that way. Nebraska field goal for the moral victory. Hey, moral victories are important.
Sending out my first tweet comment of the day.
Yeah, guys, if you're not following Mark on Twitter, follow Mark on Twitter.
Follow both of us on Twitter.
Yes, we're both on Twitter. I somehow got a blue check mark. I don't know how, but I did.
Yeah.
So
nice.
You know that my tweets are verified according to the world of Twitter. We got to get Mark the check mark. You got to apply for that, and then you can get it verified.
Yeah.
It's easy.
It basically is just a confirmation that you are who you say you are, correct?
Yeah, basically the criteria for it is they'll give it to people to make sure, like, yeah, we know exactly who this person is. So for celebrities, obviously, but they opened up applications for anyone to apply for verification. Journalists specifically have an opportunity, or content creators too. Like I see YouTubers who are verified on Twitter, and I see plenty of journalists. I mean, I know people that have less followers than me and are verified on Twitter. So it's not so much about the following. They look at your account to see that you're not an evil human being, for starters, and also that you're a legitimate source for news information.
Okay. Troy, I would say that you're probably a healthier human being for it.
Yeah, no, good for you for not being on Twitter.
Yes.
I have to be on Twitter for work, so
I do too. I lost Facebook for about a year, and it was very healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't use Facebook anymore at all. I mean, Facebook was all the rage when I was a kid, but now because of Twitter and Instagram and all these other places, like Facebook has now turned into the social media for like an older generation almost.
Yeah.
Most of the people I know who use Facebook are people in their 30s who are parents.
Yeah.
That use Facebook consistently.
Oh yeah.
So whereas Twitter has a pretty wide age demographic. TikTok is the one that I'm never
did it.
Okay, first down. Okay, Nebraska is just trying to play for some pride.
The game will be over on this next play. Oh. Yeah.
That's an interception. That game. Ohio State is going to win. But they didn't look pretty well doing it.
All right. Victory formation. Ohio State goes to 8-1, undefeated in the Big Ten. Nebraska falls to 3-7. This is technically breaking the streak of one-score losses for Nebraska this year. This is their first two-score loss. Ori, I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, I'll go start my post-game show. We'll keep it a little bit shorter since I've been here a while.
Yes, Ori's been analyzing this game anyway, so but he's still going to fill his post-game for however long. So join him on the Ohio State channel right now. Ori, it was a lot more fun having you here. So
yeah, I enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy that extra hour of sleep, and we'll see you.
I will stay here for a second, just clean up the chat a little bit. Anything else you guys have for me? I'm going to work on football. That's what we do here. Watch football, talk football. So maybe some instant analysis coming up. Of course, the 3:30 games have just kicked off, so I'm going to lock in on those. Get something to eat. Great to see everybody here. John Doe, Christopher, number one Indy fan. Of course, we've been talking to you all afternoon. Troy's here as well. Buckeyes win over Nebraska 26-17. Really need to get in on this North Carolina Wake Forest game. I don't know what's going on here with that, but that's obviously a huge, huge game. Minnesota falls to Illinois. That's big because Minnesota gives up the lead in the Big Ten, and Michigan State and Purdue and Texas A&M and Auburn have kicked off. So we will see you all a little bit later tonight. We will have post-game analysis here throughout the day. You know the deal. We're constantly creating content and discussing college football with you. Thanks, everyone, for being here. We will see you soon.